Greetings and salutations, Dota fans! It is I, Badger, back for some more League of Legends Season 10 playoffs, and I am joined tonight by a very, very special guest, a man of many titles, CN DPC caster, former NA DPC caster, manager of Nouns Esports, and milk expert, Neph Sensei. How are you in this fine evening?
I am doing a lovely, Badger. Thank you very much. It is nice to be back here in the caster seat. And we got some exciting games ahead of us. I am told that there is bad blood between two of the offline players here. And let me tell you, NA Dota, it runs on spite, baby. So this is true NA Dota right here. Let's go.
Yeah, it's just it's two very different individuals on both sides. Personality-wise, on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Life views-wise, opposite ends of the spectrum. Hero pool-wise, opposite ends of the spectrum. They do not like each other. At first, I thought it was like a rivalry. No, I think it's genuinely dislike as people. And so it's gonna be. We might end up seeing some all chat, particularly if the dire side is winning. We may be seeing some all chat tonight.
We're already seeing all chat, man.
I mean, more bad man at all chat.
Yeah, they just say the chat died. You know, here's my grocery list. This guy's going. Nothing too exciting yet. And, unfortunately, not very exciting picks yet either. I'm seeing this meta first pick here by the Draiden Fanclub.
There is one thing I can tell you though that is exciting. So Reily Feid played their first round winners series last week. And they played Polar Ass, and there was a lot of all chat from both sides. Both sides were all chatting, so Reily Feid is certainly ready to all chat again tonight if that gets you excited.
Absolutely. I mean, who is it that was pulling that out last time I was on?
Probably Whole City. Could have been Smiley.
That was Whole City. That was definitely Whole City. Man, that guy knows how to please a crowd.
I remember I had him out for an interview after he won the series. I've been flaming Whole City for years, and I called him the People's Champion for delivering on the upset last time. So potentially this could be a big series in that both of these teams were the two preseason favorites going into the season. They were the two teams everyone was freaking out about. Like, these two teams are too good. Draiden Fanclub, they've been bad all season. Reily Feid, they were good all season until round one of playoffs. Then they lost. So, once again, one of the two preseason favorites is about to go out in round one of losers.
Yeah. No, there's like a backstory here for Draiden Fanclub as well. Like, that predates the group stage. Is there not? A lot of people are talking about, this group is stacked. It's got too high MMR players. This one shouldn't be allowed. And they ended up doing pretty poorly in the groups, right?
Very poorly. I mean, I remember I was hyping them up, and they were like 5-9 at a certain point, and it was like, man, this team's losing games. A lot of games. But hopefully, for their sake, the patch helps them turn it around, I know a lot of the players were not that comfortable with the meta. I mean, they knew the meta heroes. They could play them. They preferred non-meta heroes. But suddenly, the meta may have shifted, hopefully. Potentially.
Hopefully. Potentially. I mean, the meta has definitely shifted. I mean, the tri-camp isn't a tri-camp anymore. We just got a ramp that goes up into a duo camp. The mid lane, you actually have to battle your opponent. You can't just go walk away into the small camp for CS after clearing out the wave. It is now a skill matchup again, or at least, we're getting closer to it being a skill matchup again. The meta is definitely a little bit different than it was in the previous patch, and heroes have changed around a little bit. I'm excited to see this one, by the way. The Clockwork picked up now. You see this man's a new Aghanim Scepter? That thing looks cool.
Dude, and it's one of those things where you play Clockwork the way you used to play Clockwork, and the new Ags is just absolutely fantastic. But there's some new builds being theorized with this new Clockwork Ags that just sound absolutely bonkers. It's just, everything is so good through overclocking.
Yeah. Everything is so. I mean, the other one was pretty good. It's like a cheap refresher orb that you didn't have to spend a bunch of mana on. But the new one lasts a little bit longer now as well. It turns off after 13 seconds? So
yeah, but the thing is, it gives you infinite rocket flares. It gives you a double moon shard.
Hold on. You infinite rocket flares. Exaggerating a little bit.
I mean, okay, 12 rocket flares in 13 seconds is effectively infinite rocket flares.
Alright, it is a solid amount.
Like, do you need more rocket flares than that, on top of your extra stun AoE hook shot, your AoE battery assault, your 250 attacks? That's 2 moon shards. That's better than 2 moon shards.
More. You could use a couple more. I'm not sure if you remember, but Clockwork used to be one of the meta heroes for What the Fuck mode back in the day. You just, load to the game and throw a million rocket flares over towards the enemy team's fountain, which is unlike Zeus, where you had to hit level 6 first.
The thing is, Zeus, you just press the button and it just works. Clockwork, you actually need to hit the buttons, so it's easier said than done sometimes.
Yeah. So you could use more if you wanted to make this like what the fuck mode. We're halfway there right now, though. And truly, we live in an abomination, a cruel parody of what Dota used to be.
So that's okay. We still have some flares of old. You know, we have Jug, who used to be the poster boy of Dota in our game. We got Ensh and Shen, classical pro level heroes from years of old. So you know, we have some vestiges of the old still here.
Mm-hmm. Juggernaut got a couple of interesting changes in the patch as well, but nothing that really fundamentally changes the hero. I don't think he still owns. He plays around Omni Slash to spin. Spin was nerfed a little bit though. I think the AOE at his 10 talent, along with 25 movement speed slower with the shard, and his base movement speed I think was dropped by 5 as well, if I'm remembering correctly.
That sounds correct. Usually it takes me a few weeks to learn the patch inside and out, so I'm going to trust you on this one.
Just to take my word for it. I only read about 75% of it. It was fairly lengthy, and I've been busy the last couple of days, but I've got some time off, so I figured I'd go back to the lads.
That's what I read all of it, but I don't remember all of it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, him losing 5 move speed, it sounds believable. It really does.
Yeah, that sounds like a change Dota would make, yup.
The one thing from Jug I really distinctly remember is they added a new 25 talent, they changed the health talent, the plus healing word attacks to kill. And that one's, I thought that one interesting.
I didn't even, maybe I don't have as good of a memory as I thought I did, because I don't even remember that one.
It now takes 3, if you choose a 25 talent for it, it will take 3 hits to kill the healing word, which, that sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah, because usually it's like a support hero that has to go kind of deep, especially if you don't have like a ranged carry. If you just have support heroes, they have to go so far forward in order to hit that healing ward. And if it's like 3 attacks and they're able to like tap it and get back, like they are fully committed for that thing and they will lose a team fight.
All right, Shen, go get him. Send your body in. You are dying for the cause.
Yeah. You can buy back afterwards. You can hand a god from the fountain. Speaking of like cool buffs at 25, the guy's strong Dispel with the Hand of God. That is cool.
That is pretty cool. What also is pretty cool is Underlord.
Yeah. Underlord picked up now. That's... I feel like it's one of the best ways for them to deal with this. Actually, one of the best ways for them to deal with the zoo is probably the Enchantress. You saw what her Aghanim Shard is now? It's
like it's kind of like an axe call, but it's actually Wyvern Curse is probably the better ability you can describe it as. This is really interesting. You just get all the creeps to hit somebody.
Yeah, so if Chen's like got his army of creeps following like either himself or one of his allies, you know, all of those are suddenly going to be turned against whatever target Enchantress hits. It lasts a pretty long time. What is it, like 6 seconds or something?
That sounds correct. I played against the Ench. It's pretty long, so I agree with you on that one.
7 point. It's all right. I'm getting old. I'm legally allowed to look up the patch notes in the middle of broadcasts. I can't be expected to remember this stuff.
What is considered legally old?
It is 6 seconds. All right. I'm not old. I just need to have more self-confidence. We good.
Yeah, I'm happy you were correct. You know, it's always good when the memory helps you out rather than fails you.
Yeah, is serving you correctly. Okay. Void Spirit, Pango, both banned out. Heroes with the decent amount of like backline jump, but they don't really have a backline hero yet. Which leads me to believe they would. All right, they're not going to go something like Sniper or Drow. Sniper's banned out. They banned it themselves. They wouldn't go something like Drow Ranger here, would they?
I don't think they would. It's a Sven.
No, absolutely not. They do the opposite of that. Okay, what is your favorite role for Sven?
I'm actually falling in love with support Sven. I have a friend of mine who I stack with who's been playing support Sven. I think it's really good, actually.
What's his build?
I don't know. We lose all the fucking games, so I'm not entirely sure. I'm really not entirely sure.
I'm taking a sip of my drink. You should probably look into that one. If you're losing all the games, I think you should probably start critiquing him on his skill builds.
To be fair, I think they're mostly my fault. I've been buying Midas and Never Hero still. It's hasn't been working.
Did you see the Liamar Twitter post recently?
I probably have not. What, can you describe it to me?
Basically, it had the average win rates of various heroes in like the most recent like patches and tournaments, and the adjustment win rate of when they build a Midas, and every single Midas game is negative.
And sometimes you just want to buy Midas, generate gold, generate neutral items now.
Yeah, what can you? Is that my boy Bulljax in the chat, by the way?
You know it.
The major
2-time lads champion Bulljax. I even told you to seek him out for me, you know? Seek out the one and only Balljacks.
Yep. I specifically stopped what I was doing one night, went to the place that Balljacks was just to say hi, and then went home.
Yeah, that sounds better than your interaction with Math Magician.
Yeah, that one where I forgot who he was. I was so tired that day. I forgot who he was. Like the first time I saw him, I was like a week or two prior to that. I was on a call for him for 8 hours because I was casting. I might be exaggerating, but it was like 4 hours, and I forgot what he looked like until later. I'm like, oh fuck, that was Math Magician. I'm so dumb. Anyways, Shadow Fiend last picked here. This hero has 1 million base damage now. His raises are buffed. His Aghanim Scepter is buffed. The hero is no longer a pub stop hero. It is competitive ready.
I mean, I'm excited as well because Braziar is probably the most interesting mid laner in the way he's a feast or famine player. Where on a good day he'll be the best player in the lobby. On a bad day he could be the worst player in the lobby. So it'll be interesting to see what he does today on Shadow Fiends.
Yeah. I am interested. I mean, the thing that I've always hated about this hero is that he is like a glass cannon. Usually you want to like just accelerate your farm with items and shit. And like own the laning phase. But with how Dota's played right now, they just like run at you and kill you. And suddenly your net worth lead is like absolutely useless. So you're forced to build defensive items. At that point, it's like, okay, well, why didn't I just like pick a hero that is, more defensive, harder to go on, and then build aggressive items? But I genuinely think we are starting to get to the point where it feels okay to build defensive items on Shadow Fiend because your raises are super good now. You can go Aghanim Scepter, which is like a very good team fight ability now. The cooldown of it isn't that big. He doesn't just get owned when he doesn't have raises at the beginning of his laning phase anymore because now he has okay amounts of base damage instead of like 30 something. That is an interesting profile or picture that they have on Reily.
Yeah, they have some.
I did not see it that close up until just now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it all season, so I'm kind of dull to it at this point, a little bit numb, but yeah, it's the interesting picture.
Yeah.
This is time though for game one. It is the beginning of the time for one of these two preseason favorites to get eliminated. I mean, the die has been cast. It is time for Dota 2 between Reily Feid on the Dire team and Draiden Fanclub on the Radiant team. And well, I'm Badger. I'm joined by Neph, and hopefully the Dota will deliver tonight.
I'm sure it will. Not you, Dawson's talking. I hope you have the worst. I mean, the Dota's already delivering. Let's be real here, Badger. Come on, look at this stuff. Yeah, who was it that had the beef with each other? It was
Hobbs and Green Bean, aka Sexy Buns.
Okay, nice.
So already Stormbolt. That's first blood, I think, possibly. Is there? Yeah, there's a slow. Confused is going to die here. That's wait, never mind. He's running away from Doss. Confused actually gets away. This is wild.
Yeah, it looks like our casters were a little bit confused.
I thought he was dead. There were 4 heroes. They had stuns and stuff. He just walked away.
I mean, the man's just built different. Wait, Confused is the BP. That is for Blue Pikachu, right?
Yeah, this is literally the Blue Pikachu roster. And this is like, if you looked at the last open qualifiers for Tour 3, this was the literal Blue Pikachu roster.
Is that allowed? I mean, that's like an aim, like a double-A team coming out of retirement to play in like some drop-in hockey game or something like that. That shouldn't be allowed.
Okay, to be fair, it has very few players from the old Blue Pikachu, other than Alrin. He's the mainstay. I think he has held the team, so like, you know what? I have this team slot. Let's still use Blue Pikachu. Why not?
Yeah. I recognized Alrin, but I didn't realize there's like, several Blue Pikachu veterans on this team.
I think he might be the only one. I could be wrong. It's been years since I've watched Blue Pikachu back in their heyday.
Yeah. All right, Sasquatch is already getting his ass beat by Confused. Already back to lane with full HP and mana. I mean, it's like they never even heard him when they ran at him earlier.
This is interesting seeing, we're seeing DOS go 4 and Sasquatch go 5. Usually it's the other way around, so I guess they're trying to set some new lane pairings tonight.
Mm-hmm. Hey, let's talk about this mid lane matchup. I want to dive deep into this one. You got no small camp beside the lanes anymore. So I think that means like Shadow Fiend is significantly worse because a lot of times you want to like walk over to the camp and raise. I'm curious if Queen of Pain puts more points into Shadow Strike rather than going Scream of Pain. Because again, you don't have that small camp to walk to walk by and try to clear out as quickly as possible. So you might just like try to max out your Shadow Strike for sustain and harass against Breezy, if you can approach him.
I wouldn't be too shocked if it was like 2 points in Shadow Strike at least, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
The Rays are killing his ass though.
Yeah. You see the change to the Rays, by the way?
What's the newest change to the Rays again?
It now reduces your movement speed and your turn rate.
Oh my.
And it's stackable.
That sounds scary, actually.
Yeah. Oh, it starts with the second one. That's interesting. I didn't realize it started with the second one.
That's also interesting.
Yeah, this is such a weird way of doing it. But I guess it's just like, okay, if you could slow someone with like a single Shadow Raise, it would be super value. So you have to hit them with at least 2. But you don't want to let them like start building up multiple stacks past like 2. There's some players I've seen, like Paparazzi in China, where like if the enemies lit him, he would just build up like 4 or 5 stacks of Shadow Raises on people. But I don't imagine Festival will make such a mistake with the Queen of Pain.
I'm just happy that for once, looking at the mid lane's interesting, because usually, you know, it's boring heroes. It's Quap versus Shadow Fiend. I actually have to watch mid for once.
Yeah. I mean, it's more exciting than it used to be because we don't have the small camps. People aren't just going to, like, you know, walk away and try to max out their farm against each other. But it's still got the water runes. Everyone's going to be fairly topped up on HP. The kills are going to happen in the side lanes, even if the mid play is slightly more interesting now.
I'm used to like Dawnbreaker mid or like some Viper Razor hero sometimes flexing mid. And I don't want to watch those heroes. I want to watch Shadow Fiend Queen of Pain.
I want to watch Shadow Fiend Queen of Pain. I don't know. It looks like it's starting to go the Queen of Pain's way already. I mean, once you can actually hard commit onto the SF, if he doesn't have enough HP, especially as you get closer to level 6, then the Shadow Fiend can't really exist here anymore. I am curious of what is like. Alright, he's just going to go stats, it looks like. Magic Wand into Circlet. We'll see what he grabs after that, but we're only 3 minutes into the game so far. I want to look top. Alvin's dewarded his camps. He's got the big camp to work with. I imagine they just, like, yeah, start owning in this lane even harder than they are now if Hobbs doesn't deal with this. He's just, like, alone at the moment.
Yeah, Doss has been on a journey, trying to bother Breezy. He got the bounty rune, which is pretty important at this point, but it still hurts Hobbs' game.
Yeah. It's decent that you slow down the Shadow Fiend a little bit. Maybe he feels like he's not going to be able to do anything in the lane, especially against an Enchantress. Like, he should just, like, enchant a creep, then runs it at Doss. He's not going to be able to, like, actually run you down with the Battery Assault, though Alvin is always going to win those trades with one creep beside him. So he's like, okay, I guess I'll make the best out of a bad situation. I'll grab the bounty rune for my team. It'll shut down the Shadow Fiend. He won't be able to spam on his raises and farm just a little bit faster. It's all I can do.
I'm actually curious, what are your thoughts on the these flag bearer creeps?
I don't have many thoughts on them yet. I think it is very bizarre that you can't use deny abilities on them. Like, you know, God, there's not that many deny abilities.
Yeah, mostly the Enigma conversion.
Yeah, the Enigma conversion. What's the other one?
I mean, is it? I mean, I guess Oracle can kind of do it, but he still could do that. Like bottom lane near. Never mind, he's fine. Is it just Enigma actually?
Aghanim's on Night Stalker.
Oh yeah, that as well. Obviously, Lich used to have, but that's been years since Lich had that.
Yeah.
I remember reading the flag bearers. I was like, man, are tri-lanes actually back? It seems like no.
Yeah, but that is a very League of Legends-y change. Yeah, you can't deny this creep. It's like, okay, buddy, that's cool.
Man, tri-lanes. I'm happy to see tri-lanes back. Maybe one day. Bottom lane, there will be first blood, it appears. Both cores are incredibly low. Except both somehow survive. Sexy Buns, Mr. Greenbean is juking in the trees. Near again is incredibly low as well. He goes in, has Stormbolt available. Where is our first blood? It has arrived! Going to Sven carry.
Yeah, and Confused has got it back out. If he had enough mana for all of his abilities here, he may be able to run it near, you know, block him off with Ice Shard inside the trees and hit him a couple times with Tag Team, but he's only got mana for one ability, so again, Nier gets to continue to exist down here. And we're about to see some action over in the mid lane because Power Rune's about to spawn.
Yeah, Doss can get slowed here by the enchant, but it's not even... Okay, it was used, but not even needed. Breezy R gets the kill, so now it's 1 kill to 1. Shadow Fiend, very happy with that one.
Yeah. We'll see if Festival makes anything out of this double damage rune. Not much all chat the last little bit. I'm surprised people probably focused up on the lanes. I mean, that's how you know it's like true BM, is when they're like they're BMing before the game. They're not being that friendly with each other, not talking at all during the laning phase. It's probably like post laning phase, when you have a little bit more downtime between like winning a team fight or some shit like that. We'll start to see it come out again. These players are focused, so I am certain that they actually hate each other.
I mean, they're here to win, man. They're here to win. You don't play, 2 months of a season just to lose in the first round of the playoffs like this. But again, it's a fight bottom lane in a 3v2. DOS rotates in. Confused is in danger, has shards in 3, but won't even live for 3. It's one more kill, this time the Sasquatch. Mid lane, DD Rune was activated. Festival is a very low man, so he needs to be very careful there in the mid lane.
Yeah. Sasquatch didn't even have to use Intimidate on his giant wolf that he took there. Was that intentional?
I have no idea.
Or did he grab that because he needed to grab a level... Yeah, he needed to grab a level 3 creep earlier. That's why he grabbed the giant wolf instead of the alpha wolf, I think. This thing is, like, so annoying to deal with as a neutral creep. And I spoke to a couple people about this. Like, yeah, I wanted to grab the giant wolf and use it on the enemies because it's very annoying to deal with inside the jungle. But it's only got a 300 AoE, like... Sorry, the Intimidate only works in, like, 300 AoE. So yes, it's super good if you can actually get close to somebody on it, but you can very rarely get close to someone with the wolf.
That is quite small. Mid lane, 3v2 fight. Festival actually blinks away in time. Fantastic blink into a 2-man Sonic Wave. Enchantress annihilated. DOS is running confused as Hobbs TP's in the run at Breezy R.
These creeps are blocking him so hard.
Creeps MVP today.
Alright, nah, he's gonna go down.
Wait, Festival, barely gets the kill on Breezy R, and now it's a snowball in onto Confused. Actually, from Confused onto Festival. This is truly wild right now.
Yeah, insert confused joke here, am I right, buddy?
You'd be surprised. I don't think I've made that pun the entire season. Guess I've been saving it for when you've been here.
Yeah. Saving it for now. Not great. I mean, he's going to be holding on to a couple raindrops after that one, I imagine. Right? Can he not afford them right now? I guess he doesn't have enough gold. Unfortunate. Not quite his level 6 either. Looks like he's just going to walk down to the bottom lane, make sure his TP is off of cooldown. The level-headed move, even if he didn't make the most level-headed decision prior to that, ran right to the Queen of Pain with the snowball and ended up getting screamed.
I think the unfortunate part is both of these dire supports need the tome as well. They're both not where they want to be level-wise. Ench level 3, Tusk is level 4, so that's not ideal level-wise there.
Yeah. All right. I mean, we talked earlier up about this top lane. We saw, this Juggernaut doing pretty well against a Night Stalker. Shoes on the other foot now. It is now nighttime. You're getting chased out of the jungle. You cannot exist near this tower. And it kind of makes sense that you want to move away right now. You're playing against, like, Clockwork and a Night Stalker. Against a lot of heroes, you'd be able to, like, hide up into the trees here and, like, juke around the tree line while your allies TP in. I ended up missing that one.
I got it, don't worry. I got it.
Yeah, all right, nice. A lot of the heroes you'd be able to, like, hide up in the tree line against. And have your allies TP in, react, turn around the Night Stalker. But given that he's got like flying vision, unobstructed movement, you just need to walk away from your towers up against the Night Stalker, especially on that first night.
The nighttime is ending, but as has the tower's life, so mission accomplished for Hobbs. And if they really want to, they can rotate this Night Stalker plus Clockwork to the mid lane, free from the mid T1 tower. The Siege Unit will be there for that, so could be time for Radiant to extend their lead from 2K to an even bigger one.
Mm-hmm. That's probably what they're going to do. There's not a huge it's switched over to daytime now, and without the tower there's not a huge reason for Hobbs to stay up here. So it's going to be relatively like free farm for the Juggernaut up here for the next little bit. I'm just worried about the skill ability going forward. He's going for the Maelstrom, which is a sign that he wants to farm up a little bit. But I'm not sure he's going to have that kind of time, especially given they have like a 2K gold lead already. And they're probably to start positioning for the mid-tier 1 tower pretty quickly here on the Radiant side. I'm worried about this blue Pikachu lineup here, man.
I'm a little bit concerned as well. I mean, ever since that Game 1 win in Winners, they've been they lost 2 games in a row, and this third game is currently in a losing position, but it's not that bad. I mean, one good team fight, and they have a big lead suddenly.
Right, we got some Green Bean fans in the chat. That's Whole City, my boy.
He is definitely. If the all chat from last week in the indication, that's definitely a lie. He's definitely beaming right now.
Listen, Whole City's a man of the people. Okay, it's all a persona. He's here to entertain.
We'll go with that. I still go with that.
That's my whole city. That is my whole city lore. Man's actually just smarter than everyone else, you know?
We'll go with that.
Okay, I need to focus back up. I'm distracting my caster here. What do we got here?
You're making me laugh right now. We're seeing Alrin struggle with the Chen creeps, but again, he'll steal a couple creeps. He'll be fine.
It looks like both teams just holding their own jungle. Shadow Fiend TPing here into the mid lane. I mean, it looks like Doss is going to go down unless he shots one of his allies. No.
Yeah. 2 raises in, 1 clockwork out. Festival TP, or sorry, blinks in. It's a snowball play. This is psychopathic. This could backfire. Clockwork has bought back. Shadow Fiend is silenced. Radiance. Hook shot in towards the Shadow Fiend. That's a big killer right there.
Yeah, that's a fuck around and find out situation if I've ever seen one. TP ends up coming in so fast. Everyone was just waiting in the mid side, and yeah, they're going to lose confused as well. But yeah, everyone is waiting in the mid. So you're able to buy back TP in. It takes just 3 seconds. There's no way, after you're slowed by the board, you're able to get out of the range from that hook shot. So yes, you had to buy back on the clockwork, but you end up getting 2 big kills, and they're going to use this opportunity to invade into the dire jungle now. This is a sick movement, man. I don't know if you caught it. The Nigma Galaxy against Thunder Awaken game last night. But every time they won a team fight on Nigma Galaxy, Thunder Awaken would like get something. Like every time they killed a Sven or a big hero, they had to like use their cooldowns, and even every time they won a fight, they still didn't get any control of the map because of how smooth Thunder Awaken's movements were afterwards. And that is exactly what our boys here on the Radiant side are doing.
Now, I think
clockwork, boom, turn that one right around from you, get control of the jungle.
You look at Sasquatch, you look at Pandaboo, kindred spirits, you know.
Yeah, the same guy for real.
They're all intelligent individuals, you know.
Right.
What also is intelligent, though, is this dire gank towards Hobbs. Ascension is on cooldown. TP away, not in time. Snowball to cancel, and eventually the life will be lost. Might take a little bit of time, but eventually Night Stalker is dead.
Yep. He is very tanky with the phase boots and the Echo Saber. I mean, that Night Stalker was... I guess he's not too farmed, but yeah, it did take a while to bring him down. They don't have a ton of damage on their heroes. They have vision of these heroes. Smoke ends up popping. Sasquatch, I think, is just going to be able to run.
Requiem has been utilized, but again, Nier is still about half HP. Raises are on cooldown. Stormbolt to stun the Shadow Fiend. Radiant engage in. Hookshot is dodged by Snowball. Good dodge from Confused. Snowball stun now on 2. But Sonic Wave, it's a counterplay hitting on all 3 heroes nearby on the dire side. Confused will attempt the stick and walk away. But Festival blinks in to bring him to the grave. Alrin is invis right now, luckily for him, but Radiant's still in the engagement quite heavily.
Yeah, that quick turnaround there by Sasquatch, the mechanism plus the Hand of God, topping up that Sven. You know, okay, yeah, I can just fight this pretty easy. You have the buffs to the Morbid Mask as well. You get even more life steal once you're whacking away at heroes. So, clutch there, saved by Sasquatch. Mid lane.
That is an Ascension to try to chase. Pit on 3 is the counterplay, but Radiant certainly want to kill Green Bean. Mr. Sexy Buns, he's out of HP, and now Dire canceling TPs.
Ooh, 2 TPs canceled. That ain't good.
That ain't good at all. That's going to be a mid T1 tower going down. I mean, Dire thought... Wait, never mind. Enchantress is dead as well. We'll ignore that. Because we thought this mid T1 was going to die on the Radiant side. Instead, the Dire side T1 is going to fall. So this tower differential is only getting worse.
Yeah, Fortify already popped. By the time the heroes get here, yeah. I mean, that's what they get. They thought they could turn around the situation. Horribly misread that. They end up killing that Pit Lord with... Dude, this guy is like full tank. He's got... this all stats bracelet that just came out. He's got a Vanguard, and he still ended up getting run down and blown up before they could finish those TPs there on the Dire side.
I think he sold the bracer, but regardless, Radiant's top lane look towards Jug. Jug has spin. Will Healing Ward. Hobbs wants to die, but still secures the kill. Thanks to that, Lance of Pursuit neutral giving him a little bit more damage. However, the Trade bottom lane is near, has been found by 3 Dire heroes. He'll attempt the Warcry away, but the Alrin Enchantress stop will keep the Sven in place, so it will be a 1-for-1 with both carries falling.
Yeah, I'm moving too slow to get away from that one. Very far from home there, unfortunately. You're not really getting anything else on the map while you lose that Sven there, so I'd say a bit of a mistake there from... Reily Feid.
What can you do?
Yeah. What are they working on right now? Okay, yeah, Force Staff on Clockwork. Dude, what is wrong with my camera settings right now? Okay, that's better. We're good now.
Requiem oh, Sasquatch. Poor Sasquatch. Nearly gets one shot by Requiem. That's your boy, and your boy is now about as in the game as we are for the next 24 seconds.
What can you do? I mean, he was my boy. The man fell out of Mortal down to Divine, so, you know, definitely a Divine tier play that he made right there, getting solo picked off by the Shadow Fiend. What can you do?
He does pay you money, so I'm sure he's still your boy. He's your boss, actually. That's your boss.
Yeah, nobody clip this and send it to him.
Radiant Jungle, Enchantress in danger. I believe Auron cannot escape this. They'll try to buy time, but that will not. Whoa, the neutral creep!
Oh, the neutral creep!
How does this keep happening to us? How does it keep happening?
Was that the War Stump that got the last? That is a 25 magical damage nuke. Yes, it got it. It was the War Stump that got the last hit. The Cinder didn't even hit him.
How does it keep happening to us? This is not the first time we've had to do this reaction.
Oh my god. I'll even calculate that one. Walk right beside the Centaur. He is a friend of the forest. That is why they picked this Enchantress. The man just ran the numbers.
Alright, there's an ascension for Breeziar.
Veteran. That is the former captain of Blue Pikachu right there. You know, he knows.
The captain's trying to save his Shadow Fiend. Actually, might succeed. Ombre-Slash hits on Hobbs as DOS hooks in for Tusk on the east side. Spin from Karan. Hobbs will... he'll get away. He's too fast. What does DOS up to now? He's killing Ancient Creeps. Hooked in, hit the Tusk, instead ran an Ancient Creeps. Back to the fight as a whole. Sonic Wave kills Shadow Fiend. Sonic Wave also hit the Enchantress on the backside, so she is again on the run. Blinked in by Quap, and that will be another death on the side of Reily. Feid. And again, that's 14 kills for Draiden Fanclub.
Yep. Look at this powerful goon squad they have running around here, man. And to very quickly pick up. As soon as they finish off the Enchantress, Dark Ascension ends, and then right back into the jungle, farming the enemy team jungle as well, on top of having vision of theirs, with this Observer Ward that Sasquatch placed earlier. So the minute the enemies move away, try to go for somewhere they think is safe, they can have sight of that one, move over, and gank them over there. Taking complete control of the map, building net with advantage here. That is the large-brained Sasquatch player that I was expecting getting this match, you know? I'm sure the man will be back up to Immortal soon.
I'm sure he will. And as long as he actually decides to play pubs again and not playing a Smurf. But what can you do about that one?
Nobody Smurfs. It's just his brother playing.
No, you're right. It's his brother.
I don't think I know a single Smurf personally.
His brother, Chef John.
Yeah.
We're looking at a fight in the Dire side jungle. It's a 2v1, and I believe the one will lose the fight. Though Dire may look for vengeance once their Enchantress dies. Enchantress, unsurprisingly, has died. Tusk has a snowball, uses it on the Night Stalker. Festival has a blink in with a double damage rune to kill Confused. That will be a second death on the side of the Dire. And at that point, you cut your losses. You lose both supports, and you leave.
Yep. Look at this Hobbs build, by the way. The man just like building himself as tanky as possible. Your average man would have disassembled his Echo Saber into a BKB with the Ogre Axe. This guy just built another Ogre Axe. Plus 20 strength right here. Oh, sorry. Plus 23 strength right here between these two items. This man is power.
Get as tanky as possible, as much HP as possible. You mentioned Underlord doing the same, but he sold his Bracer. He is not interested in being as tanky as Hobbs is.
Yeah, by the way, this deep board that I was just talking about, Sasquatch playing earlier, and them on the Juggernaut here, they start to make a movement on that side of the map, but they get distracted by Alrin.
Sometimes you go for the more important kill, but you see the free kill in between the kill you want and where you are. It's like, you know what? Take the free kill. Our smoke's gonna pop anyways. Just walk away.
Yeah, fluffy tail status touched.
You know, that's space created. That's space created. We'll call it that.
Yeah. Interesting use of the Sonic Wave there, by the way. I definitely saved them, like, I don't know, 5 seconds or something of running down that Enchantress, but that is a long cooldown. Maybe she did it because she saw the regen rune on the side of the river. Oh god, they're gonna just go for this one.
And Breeziar will attempt to TP, but that's not going to work. There is a TP cancel. He'll use an attempt to Requiem, but he's still silenced. He couldn't even Requiem. It's now finished. Raises will hit Hobbs with the Hand of God. Will save his life. Clutch Hand of God from Sasquatch. It turns a 1-for-1 into a 1-for-0, and that is another mid-death for Breeziar. He is 5 deaths now at minute 20.
Yeah, okay. Remember before when I was talking about how SF was very easy to run down, but he had changed my mind given his buffs? I changed my mind back again, if that's allowed.
Yeah, that's okay. You're going with your gut feeling.
Okay,
Think about it, right? If you go with both options, you can't be wrong. You just you walk back one of your two statements, and it's problem solved.
Right, of course. All right, so it looks like now Alvin's got to build himself up an army. He's building himself a squad. These Radiant heroes, they're not easy to get through. He got the Alpha Wolf with him right now.
It's not quite as good as the giant wolf, but it'll do.
Yeah. I just want to see like a Helm Dom on him as well, so he can build himself up a small army. He's now going for the Aghanim Shard, but that I was talking about at the start of the game. But
the army's been stolen!
Oh, no!
He stole the Alpha Wolf! Oh no!
This is a disaster. Look at the plus damage on this Alpha Wolf, by the way.
Alright, where's the... There. Oh my, why is that? Why does that thing have 130 damage?
It gets the Enchantress buff as well, so it just has 140 damage right now.
Huh.
There was like this thing you could do in the past where Chen and Enchantress would both keep on taking over each other's creeps, and eventually the creep would get like 7,000 HP, and you could, grab it with clinks at that point. It just get like a shitload of bonus damage and HP.
Sounds powerful. I think I've seen the clips. I think I've seen those. We are seeing menagerie on menagerie action at the foot of the dire jungle, but seems like Chen will take his creeps and leave.
Yeah. Alright, looks like, both gonna walk away. But yeah, it is like the stacking damage from the bonus you get from the Chen and the bonus you get from Enchantress. Unfortunately, this Alpha Wolf is about to expire. It is tied to the Enchantress's duration with her W, so it is not going to last forever. It is a sick Alpha Wolf to have, but... Alright, Juggernaut, he made the correct play of TPing out. He doesn't even realize how close to death he was.
However, Hobbs will know how close to death he is because he is dead. He is 100% the way to death. But Dire want more. They're fighting currently in a 4v4. This could be a little bit tight. Doss has a hook shot. Hits it on the Chaffee in the backline. Somehow the two-man stun. Doss. That's perfect. Near will Stormbolt. Underlord is low. Shadow Fiend is low. Both of them will die. And now Auron, the Enchantress again, may be touched, being run at by a hasted Queen of Pain, and Doss has the... He made the back! Doss!
A Doss moment right there.
Doss moment right there. But it's okay, Radiant get 2 core kills, and they get a free Roshan.
Yeah, let him run. It was about sending a message right there. I'm sure Doss just pulling a power move. I can power cogs you away if I wanted to. I'm gonna let you run. Tell your friends what happened to you today.
It will be Aegis going to Sven, unsurprisingly. We have not looked at Sven's ability yet. He had a Mask of Madness, disassembled it for Mage Slayer. He's going, he has a Mage Slayer and a Shadow Blade going into Bloodthorn plus Satanic. He's finding some fun items today.
Yeah, he disassembled the Echo Saber into the Mage Slayer and the BKB, right?
Wait, did he disassemble Mask of Madness into Echo and then disassemble Echo into Mage Slayer
honestly,
BKB?
I'm being real with you, I wasn't paying enough attention to that one.
I know he definitely had a Mask of Madness. And if you saw Echo Saber, that makes sense. He has the components for it. I mean, that would be next level item building, where you buy an item, disassemble into a second item, disassemble that into a third item. I mean, that's efficient right there.
At a certain point, it becomes like more tedious than efficient. All right, Confuse is going to get away. I thought I was going to get run at there. Clockwork isn't close enough to land a hook shot, so it doesn't look like they're going to catch anybody. Bree's got to run though. He's got a blink dagger. They're all fine. Nothing's happening here.
It's one of those games, though, where all these fights, they've been relatively good for Draiden Fanclub. I mean, right now they're up by 8,000 net worth. Obviously, Dire still have the means to fight, but they need to really get some big outplays and some outmaneuvers if they want to win these fights now.
I mean, eventually you can just start to run to damage issues. Like, I think SF does scale reasonably well, and he's got good team fight now, especially with how his eggs has been changed around. Reducing the cooldown by like 30 seconds now. You have like, what, 70-second cooldown on a super sick ultimate that does a bunch of damage. He's so far from it, though. He's so far from his BKB. He's far from everything.
He just lacks money, and that's the problem. He's 6th in net worth on Shadow Fiend, and usually on Shadow Fiend is a hero who accelerates this game. He uses the raids to accelerate his early game, but he's not having a good time right now. It's time for more bad times for the Dire, as we're seeing Hobbs ascend to look at Confused. Confused.
He's out.
Okay, good escape there.
Very easy for Confused.
Confused no longer, it appears. Oh, yeah. Karan is in danger. Near is one very large spin. Spin is on cooldown. Hookshot is in. Karan actually walks away. Never mind, he's completely fine. Dire will TP in the cavalry. Enchantress has arrived, but Enchantress is not in a good spot in this man fight. Near slaps down the Enchantress. That's the bull will scream her to death.
Yeah. Unfortunately, one point of untouchable, so not enough to be able to stop Spin from actually swinging that sword down on her. The hookshot did miss, fortunately, so they didn't end up losing the Juggernaut there. They don't have enough. They don't have the ability to bring him down instantly yet. They need to chain stun. Hopefully, the Juggernaut gets the opportunity to build a little bit tankier.
This could be a chance to turn around. Requiem hits on 2. Sasquatch has died. Omni Slash will bring Hobbs to about a quarter HP, but he's back to a full half HP again thanks to the Aghanim Shard. However, Dire moved their attention to the DOS, who hookshots to the mid lane away from the Underlord. And alright, that's just one dead Chen and we're done already.
Yeah. Alright, cool stuff. I mean, another couple of seconds, you're just going to be able to drop Hunter of the Night on another one of these creeps. Yeah. Man, this heals you so much. This is crazy.
It's very powerful. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. He's just always online. I mean, it fills up like your HP and your mana as well. So you don't need to build any mana items. Usually you're like spamming Void and Crippling Fear off of cooldown in team fights. So you run out, especially now that BKB has a mana cost. I think it makes it even harder. Good update, by the way, giving BKB a mana cost. I think you need more ways to counter that item.
And BKB is one of those weird things. Like, every patch you need it more, but every patch it gets worse.
Yeah.
Feel me on that one?
Well, it got... I mean, remember the cooldown? Remember when it only lasted 4 seconds at the lowest duration?
Yeah, but you could rebuy it then. It wasn't that bad. Spend their 4K gold. Hookshot in on Tusk as Sven runs towards Enchantress. I think both are dead. Tusk is certainly dead. However, Dire... Never mind, Dire will not help their Tusk out. Enchantress will walk away. That's not that bad. It's only a dead Tusk.
Yeah, look how safe Alrin is. Looking fine.
Yeah, they could have killed him. They chose Tusk instead. I guess similar value kills, but they wanted the Tusk instead of the Enchantress.
Alright. At this point, how long we got this Aegis for? Another 40 seconds? It looks like they're just like playing real deep right now, looking to use this thing. Nier gets get out from the sentry ward they placed behind the tower. Alrin, he's wise to Nier's plans. This guy hasn't made that much happen.
Breezy R. He gets hexed by Festival. He thought he could just BKB a TP away, but not only was there Clockwork Hookshot, there was just a hex. A blink hex.
I hate to see it.
If you're a Draiden Fanclub fan, you would love to see it.
Alright, Aegis has gone in 10 seconds. They've got like a window to go onto the Sven here. He's still got his BKB available though.
Sven is half HP. He's punched up near. Hobbs will dive hookshot on Underlord. Snowball will not save. Buyback from Breezy R. He only has 12 souls. Requiem is in, but it's only a few knockbacks there. Now Karan will spin forward, but again, Radiant are absolutely fine, looking to man fight in further. Festival has the Hex, will blink in. Hex not used, but a Storm Bolt hit the Enchantress instead. Radiant dive for the Jug. Jug is now Hex. Snowball the counterplay, but Radiant dive for the Enchantress as well. Blink in by Festival, down goes Jug. Alrin is low, turns on DOS, but confused is down the east side. Now Hobbs runs a Breezy R. His BKB is on cooldown. If he died, it's a dieback, a beyond complex speed for Festival to secure the dieback on Shadow Fiend. Now Alrin is dead, and this game is just over.
Yeah, I mean, Sasquatch's going to keep everyone topped up. There's absolutely no need for them to go back. They could probably just move into the top lane and start hitting the top tier 3 and barracks after this one. Tier 4s might be a little bit of a stretch. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. I mean, they'll have Warcry back up in just a second. Tower's barely going to hurt any of these people. This is so sick, man. It's so many unfortunate things happened in that last team fight, though. I don't even think they have to get back here, man. They don't.
Oh, no. Underlord's broken. Snowball will delay it. But there is that AoE sign of some Hobbs. That's a two-man Sonic Wave. It's over. It's actually just over.
I mean, they're not... Alright, there it is. It is, in fact, over. So many unfortunate things happened in that last team fight, though. Like, that Juggernaut, nobody hit him while the Aegis was expiring. He ended up getting the full heal from the Aegis regen.
I agree. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, the Sven was just like... so close to bringing him down, but they couldn't quite finish him off, and he ends up rejoining the fight. And they were just afraid to touch him once that BKB popped. And so, Draiden Fanclub, one of the favorites that were supposed to do very well in the group stages, you know, finally show up. They look good this game. 30-8.
I have to tell you something though. Some League of Lads lore. Let me tell you about the Lads curse. See, there's a concept called the Lad's Curse. It's happened every season for I think the last 6 or 7 seasons, where one of the playoff favorites, one of the top seeded teams, like top 2, top 4 seeded teams, goes into the playoffs. Everyone thinks they're going to own, and then they lose their first series and their second series. Knocked to losers, knocked out of losers. Bulljax, your boy Bulljax, has been the victim of that many a time. Reily Feid are 1 game away from being the ultimate Lad's Curse victims. The number 1 seed in group stage. The odds-on favorite to win the playoffs. Lost to Polar Ass 1-2. And now they're down 0-1 to Draiden Fanclub.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you told people at the start of the season that these two teams would be going head-to-head, a lot of people would say that Draiden Fanclub would come out on top, right?
I'm sure some of them would, but let's see, if you asked it 2 weeks ago, nobody would have said that. Nobody would have said that.
You would have been laughed at for even asking the question.
Yes, you would have been.
You hate to see it, man. I mean, again, the Blue Pikachu veterans dropping here, there is no way. They will not go down without a fight.
Oh, I have an important message. Actually, 2 important messages from Twitch chat. One is hello from Zeriescape. He definitely didn't invite you, or sorry, definitely didn't insult you at all in his message.
I don't believe that.
Definitely didn't call you scum, but it's also a message. You need to recoup Mr. Smiles per hour. Apparently, he bought you a pepperoni pizza, popcorn, and large Dr. Pepper because you forgot your wallets, and apparently you owe him nearly $20.
How much money?
$17.88.
All right, I know that is a lie because to buy a water inside that venue, it was like $7. A pepperoni pizza would have been at least $50. Nice try.
Well played. Take slot, by the way. Take slot.
Oh, right.
Don't be stranded.
Yeah. I'm sure the convention center, excellent place. PGL, quality production company. But mixing that venue together with like a Dota major was a questionable choice. Best crowd of any Dota event, by the way. 9 a.m. every single day, full crowd. And people talk about how it's better to have events outside North America. Have you seen the ESL crowd in this event? Have you seen the previous ESL crowd? I'm telling you, man. Those seats are empty. Entire place at the esports stadium.
Listen,
entire North American venue, 9 a.m. completely full.
You cannot speak heresy against the non. Listen. Reddit says North America's awful. You cannot speak against that. It's impossible. Reddit is always correct. The Europeans are always correct. Neph, you should never.
Absolutely disgusting.
I can't say it with a straight face.
Imagine hosting a Dota tournament at like a 6,000 person venue to sell like 200 tickets. Meanwhile, the Chad North American tournaments tickets sell out like first or second day.
Listen, sometimes North American Dota fans, we just want it more, We just want to be fans more. But by the way, apparently your legs are pathetic, says Betterson McGee.
That is.
I don't believe that.
That's a lie.
Once again,
not true.
You're a tall guy. It's very rare that tall people have bad legs. Got a lot of skeleton support. Got some sick calves, sick thigh muscles. I got some. I understand. I'm sure you do too. So I'm calling that slander, or would that be libel? I think it's slander.
It's slander because it's simply not true. Betterson McGee, he's an angry individual.
How angry?
He's an Arkosh fan, so
very angry.
He doesn't have a lot going on.
Listen, Arkosh players at least are pretty nice. I've talked with BSJ on Discord. I got Rudy on my friends list on Steam. There's some good guys, but
I assure you, if you try to send BSJ a message, even if you're like friends with him, he will take like 10 days to get back to you, if he even does.
I've had to talk with him twice for Pro Series. Both times he was relatively prompt, unlike Sir Action Slacks. So let me tell you a story. Back when we had Arkosh in Pro Series, we used to try to... I think you were there for one of the days. We tried to contact Arkosh with the lobby info, like, hey guys, there's a series you're supposed to be playing in. Here's the lobby. It starts in an hour. Nobody shows up. 20 minutes before the series, great. Hey guys, nobody's here yet. 20 minutes beforehand, there's another ping. Match time comes. Nobody's there. I pinged Sir Action Slacks three times. Like, all right guys, where's Arkosh? They should be here by now. It's like 12 minutes after the series is supposed to start. We have to give their team a penalty. We have to get Capitalist to send Arkosh the freaking information for the lobby info.
I think Capitalist is technically the manager now. Continue.
Yeah, because of that. So I remember I was talking with the players, like, yeah, who can I contact in your team in case Slacks is just busy or sleeps in or whatever again? And it was BSJ, so I had to message him a few times, and every time I sent the information, Arkosh showed up on time. So, maybe Brian Canavan, good team captain.
Maybe he's not so bad, but doesn't he live in Europe now?
Listen, he's trying to spread the greatness of North America to Europe. It's one day BSJ will have an enclave in Europe, like 4,000 NA fans just building up their own city in Europe. He has a long-term vision.
Here's how I see it.
How do you see it?
The North American MMR was too hard for BSJ to earn. He had to go for that weak, inflated, government handout European MMR.
You're probably right, actually.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the euro compared to the dollar lately? I'm just saying, NA wins again, baby. Let's jump into this draft, though.
It's about the same here. I mean, Chen is back, Nightstalker's back. Draiden Fanclub say, you know what, we win game 1 with Chen Nightstalker, let's pick Chen Nightstalker. If we lose game 1 with our heroes, let's pick 2 different heroes. It's Wyvern Doombringer.
Yep. Wyvern Doombringer. Hey, are you a fan of the changes to the Doom? His new Aghanim Scepter is a wild change, man.
Yeah, I remember trying it out for the first time in a Doom game, and it was just, you just Doom yourself, you blink in, and unless your teammate has a 4-staff ready, you are just doomed. There is no, like, before you buy a Lincoln Sphere, right, or something. No Lincoln Sphere, no Fade Grenade to pop the Lincoln Sphere. You just Doom yourself. It's fantastic.
What grenade? That item doesn't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, nothing you can do.
I can celebrate.
Yeah, I mean, if you have like a Shadow Demon on your team, I think it would be pretty good because then you wouldn't be able to force staff the people out. But it's difficult, right? Like, on one hand, you drop the Doom on yourself. Lincoln Sphere isn't able to block it. On the other, if like somebody force staffs them away, then they have the opportunity to pop their BKB and then come back to the fight or use whatever abilities they need to, and then just start hitting you again. So the AoE Doom is good in some cases, but it's easier to play around. Meanwhile, like using AoE Doom on an enemy hero is just like straight up better than it was before, because now if anyone is beside them, then they're doomed as well. So I think it is an interesting change. I imagine Doom's going to start getting a lot more popular because he is just like significantly better now. It's also pretty nice that like if he dies in lane, he doesn't just lose his Devour Gold now. It is not dispellable by death.
Yeah, it's nice for a hero. Once again, Doombringer loves his money, and now he's got even more money.
Mm-hmm. Look at the confidence here from Draiden Fanclub, man. They just end up going for 2 of the same heroes they ended up picking in the previous game. Chen the Night Stalker.
You might as well. I mean, again, Sasquatch, good Shem player. Hobbs, good Night Stalker player. Win game 1. Let's go for a game 2 win.
Yeah. Not bad. And again, they're broken here on Reily Feid. They're afraid to go back for the Enchantress. That was like their counter to the Chen in the previous game. They're like, yeah, we're going to get this Aghanim Shard. We're going to start whacking. We're going to like use Chen's army against them. It's going to like run down these heroes. But they just end up going for the Winter Wyvern instead as the counter to that this game, which makes sense. This has been a popular pick, by the way. I think Thunder Awakened ended up first picking this in their series against that Div 2 European team that they played against. I forget the name of it. Doesn't matter.
Go on.
But I think it's pretty good against the Chen. You're able to clear out his units pretty quickly. It's great at holding high ground. It's okay at saving people with the Night Stalkers running them down with like his Crippling Fear as well. So I do like the fact that they open with this Wyvern, even though they pick Night Stalker afterwards. It is a solid first pick. Treant Protector they go for now. This guy got changed a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, I think they...
I didn't get that far down on the patch notes.
I definitely saw Tree in the patch notes, so there was a change, but again, I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm sure it was something significant. But again, it's a style of hero that Doss likes. I mean, Doss
wasn't
is a fan.
Significant. I'm mistaken.
Wasn't? What can you do?
Yeah. Continue.
This is the style of hero that Doss likes. I mean, you look at like Doss's comparable support heroes. It's like, Enchantress, Clockwork, Tree Protector, sort of hero where you run in, you do damage, you contribute with your abilities very easily. And again, Tree in the lane just doesn't. He's like 90 damage. Like it's hard to enjoy laning at the Treant Protector.
Mm-hmm.
He's a tree.
Yeah, he is a tree. I mean, all you do is like you get a Quelling Blade, you cut the trees in like the the side close to the jungle. So he's down in the bottom lane. I'll cut the trees on the left side there, and then he's not able to walk up to people and trade with them that well. He loses like the bonus HP region that he gets from Nature's Guise as well. So that is basically you play against the mid lane. So hopefully, like the core and the support both buy Quelling Blades in order to shut down the Tree Protector in his lane. Assuming that they're not doing crazy shit, by the way. This is just me guessing it is going to be position 5 Tree Protector. Or 4 Tree Protector.
I would expect, once again, farm-wise, 2 relatively exchangeable 4.5 type heroes, but I would expect it to lane in the off lane with the Night Stalker, and then Chen again play safe lanes. I'm not sure if I should leak this, but I know internally the laning phase was not great. Hobbs and Sasquatch were not laning well together. Nier and Doss were not laning well together. So it's like, alright, why not just swap supports? Lane Hobbs with Doss, lane Sasquatch with Nier, and well, we saw game 1, the lanes went a lot better, so maybe that's their new strategy here.
Yeah. We'll see. Okay, minute 20 seconds of reserve time. They pick up Chaos Knight here. That guy lost his strength talent. Unlucky. But it is now Phantasm Illusions take a little bit less damage. It's not as easy to clear them out anymore. That is what the talent was replaced with. Okay, finally we see some Primal. Finally. Dude, he looks so... He's not this small. He looks so small on this screen. He's a little baby. He's a little guy.
I remember I had this conversation with a friend when I was casting. We were looking at these models, and we said Proudbeast was the biggest hero. But look at this. Did they make his unit smaller or something?
He's just a little guy. No, I think he's like... He looks like he's sitting further back than the other heroes, but he doesn't look like he's sitting that much further back. It is definitely smaller on this screen than it's supposed to be. Maybe he would be like too big and it would take up too much room with the other guys, but he is definitely bigger than CK. And right now he's like the size of CK's horse.
I mean, I agree with you, but I'm just surprised. I'm surprised. This is not what I expected. I mean, I remember previous patches, pick up an alt pick, he's out big in the front and the center there. Now it's just... He's Storm sized, pretty much. It's not he's a lot fatter than Storm, but
yeah, dude, CK is so much bigger than him. This looks insane.
I mean, even Doom is bigger than him. Like Doom is bigger than this guy.
Yeah, I don't think that they tested him in like the draft screen or anything like that. This guy does not look like he was ready to ship into cabinets.
In more way than one, but that's a different issue.
Oh, it looks funny. He's not nearly as intimidating when he's this small. Actually, I don't know. If he was like even smaller, then it might be kind of scary.
Like a tiny effect, where you see the little tiny. It's like, oh,
yeah, it's like somebody that's like kind of cute, but then it's like psychotic and small, and you can't hit it because it's too small a target.
Wait a minute. He is gathering no moss, and he has a quarry to settle. That's bad.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, back on topic. Okay, Storm Spirit picked up here. As well. I didn't touch on that one at all. I mean, mostly it makes sense. It's easy to play against like the CK stun on the Storm Spirit. It is reasonable to play against the Doom. One of the good effects of the new Doom Aghanim Scepter though is being able to just like blink in on top of somebody after dooming yourself. You've committed the cooldown, so if you mess it up or they see you coming, then you're just absolutely boned. But you don't have that like 0.5 second wind up. You're on top of them and they're silenced and muted.
Yeah, I'm excited. I am just excited. I know something is going to happen mid lane. I don't know what it's going to be.
You don't know who's going mid?
No, I mean, I know Storm's also going mid, but in terms of something is going to happen mid lane this game between the Storm and whatever Breezy R is going to play. And I'm excited for it.
Okay.
I don't think we mentioned it during the last game about the lack of small camp. Usually Storm was either one of, if not the biggest small camp enjoyers as far as mid laners goes.
Mm-hmm.
There's no longer a small camp, and I'm sure he can walk to the hard camp. That's a long distance, so we're gonna see some interesting brawling mid lane, I think.
Yeah. So Stormtrooper was another person I didn't like get to on the patch notes because again I would do like 75% of them. I was going from like top down. Let's see. Shard no longer, agility gain increased, health regen increased. Ooh. I mean, this hero wasn't really buffed, man. His agility growth rate is higher, so he's got like more attack speed and armor. His health regen is like a little bit higher, but other than that, I don't think it makes a difference. Like they nerfed him when the null talismans, like to address the null talisman changes. And then they nerfed the null talismans. They didn't provide you the lower mana loss on your spells, the mana cost reduction. But then they didn't really buff Storm Spirit after they nerfed the null talismans. And he still hasn't really been buffed, and he's lost the small camp now. So, like, yes, he's still a spirit hero. Yes, he's good at jumping on the back line and, like, punishing solo play and shit. But this hero is like a shell of its former self. We'll see if it's enough.
How high is Primal Beast's move speed again at level 1?
I think it's like 305 or something.
Doesn't that mean Storm just dies in this mid lane? It's going to be Primal Beast versus Storm mid lane. How does Storm just not die?
Storm does not die.
Doesn't he just get run down by Primal Beast in that lane, actually?
I mean, Storm Spirit won't really lose that one. You don't have that much, like, space to run him down before you get to the tower. And a lot of the time, Storm Spirit is going to, like, Remnant, click you with an overload, pull you, click you with an overload, Remnant again. You were losing a lot of HP at that point. You're not really hurting the Storm Spirit while you're being pulled and shit. So the Storm Spirit is just able to, like, kind of stand his ground.
Okay. I just have, like, these flashbacks to the OP Primal Beast where you cannot stand your ground at any hero in Dota, and maybe that's clouding my judgment, because there's also more space in the side lanes than there's mid lanes. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why he's more popular than side lanes. There's not a lot of space to run him down. His E makes him very annoying to lane against the Primal Beast. I imagine he's building stacks of that up pretty quickly up against the Storm Spirit. So as long as he's got, like, enough regen in his lane to sustain the Storm Spirit harassing him, then he's going to do fairly well. So it'll be like, how much money does Primal Beast spend on regen versus how quickly is Storm Spirit going to run out of mana?
My question is, whose draft do you prefer here? The side of the Radiant, the Draiden Fanclub, or the side of the Dire and Reily's Feid?
I'm gonna have to go with Reily Feid. I like this Doom hero right now. I like the Winter Wyvern. All right. Let me see this Primal Beast. I got too distracted there, dude. He's, like, so much bigger than the rest of the heroes again.
He's not that much bigger. He's just fatter than Doom. I think Doom's taller than him still.
Like, a little bit. But he's, like, significantly bigger. And he's, like, so much bigger than, like, the creeps inside the lane as well. There's, like, so much more to his model than just his model. You can't see creeps under you and shit.
What can you do?
He just covers up, like, the entire creep wave fighting each other when he's, like, under it.
What can you do? If you are just joining us, by the way, welcome to game number 2 of Reily Feid taking on Draiden Fanclub. Draiden Fanclub boldly upset game number 1, and they're looking to close out Reily Feid's season with a 2-0 victory. Of course, Reily Feid, the group stage champions, want to at least avenge their game 1 loss, bring it to a game 3, and already there's fighting going on in the Radiant side jungle. 5-minute smoke was popped. Looking Festival, he's slowed, he's chaos bolted. Sasquatch is nearby. Festival is in a lot of danger. Is there more lockdown? In comes the onslaught in Festival. Look at body blocked. First blood, not quite security yet. Festival again survives. My name is Badger. I'm joined by the one and only Neph Sensei, and you already know the Dota's exciting at this point.
That is, bro. Breezy's mid, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this game's over, man.
Okay then.
He went onslaught and he didn't get the kill. He griefed his lane. I mean, you want uproar or trample here. I mean, maybe you're gonna be able to, like, a kill off onto, like, the range creep with onslaught or something. What's your uproar now, man?
Probably. I'm not a Primal Beast expert, so I'll have to trust you on that one.
I mean, I'm not a Primal Beast expert either. I think I played, like, a single game on this hero. He is fun, though. All the new heroes are so fun to play.
But they're not fun to play against.
Yeah, they're not fun to play against. If it was, like, only I was allowed to play them, then I would be happy with all the new heroes.
It's one of those things where I have standards, and instead of actually picking the OP heroes, I just complain about them, so...
Yeah. All right, now here's one of the other benefits of Primal Beast. Even though he leveled the wrong, like, the only ability that, like, isn't going to assist him in this lane, he still has 70 base damage right now.
I feel like 70 base damage isn't what it used to be. There's so many heroes with 70 base damage now. I mean, Pudge, Dawnbreaker, there's a lot of heroes. I mean, Tree has 92.
Yeah. I mean, Tree and Protector's always been, like, the exception. All right, there you see him walk underneath a tower and one-hit a courier as we talk about Tree and Protector's base damage.
He killed both couriers. He killed the Seekers courier and now the Wyvern's courier. This is really bad for the stop line on the Dire side.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to find this Observer Ward. Because, again, they're going to know that there is an Observer Ward somewhere if he picks off 2 couriers like that. but I'm not sure Alvin's going to be able to get on top of it.
And they even replaced the sentry, because last game Doss was sniping couriers as well, but Doss, I think, repositioned the ward. I think he went deeper this time than he did last game. So again, you have this D ward preemptively, but this is so deep this time, this observer ward.
I like it. Yeah, he managed to get the dodge off onto it. I mean, this sentry ward's good because it'll catch things inside the camp. This observer ward is good because it'll dodge out that exact sentry that the people normally place.
I know Doss is a warding aficionado. He loves theorycrafting about wards, so I guess his ward play coming in handy here. I mean, it's dodging.
Yeah, I'm a Dota expert. Oh, what do you specialize in? Oh, warding.
It's true, though. It's actually ironically true. First blood bottom lane, Sasquatch, 1 away from dying. Confused will not get the kill. No, never mind. Top lane, we're seeing Hobbs trying to run away from Karan and Alrin. Reality Rift is in, but Nightstalker will walk away rather than go 6 feet under. So, again, no first blood quite yet.
He's gonna pass him a tango. I mean, you've still enough mana to combo both your spells here on CK. It's possible they try to commit onto Hobbs one more time when Arctic Burn comes off a cooldown. They might even go before. It looks like Alvin wanted to go before that. Yeah, he does.
There's the Chaos Bolt. Doss will attempt to turn, has no stick charges remaining, but he attempts to right-click anyways.
Right,
Living
this is
armor?
the buff to Chain Protector that just kept him alive right here.
Oh, I think Doss is... Oh, he's still alive. That's so close.
Yep. So level 1, they changed the bonus armor that it gives you from 3 to 6. Double the bonus armor at level 1.
That's a big deal, actually.
Yep. So he survived 11 HP. That was 100% because of the buff to living armor right there.
Oh,
I was surprised that he got it, in fact, the living armor instead of the leech seed. I thought with 2 melee heroes, they'd like try to run people down with the leech seed in this lane. But it looks like he just plans on playing defensively.
Oh, and also, you had an early question, what does Onslaught do? It allowed Breezy Art to secure both water runes.
I mean, yeah, you get it at like level 2 or 3. It is a good ability, but at level 1, your lane is kind of grief. It's not as bad if you're mid and you get your level 2 a little bit faster, but it's definitely not when you want to get at the beginning. So Festival, I think, has had an easier time because of that. He's still winning though, ahead by like 400 net worth here.
Yeah, I mean, again, Breezy Art has been laning relatively well these 2 games, especially this game 2 so far. But again, you mentioned the damage differential. Storm, I guess actually has 71 damage now. Probably says 97 damage, so it's not what you could do there damage-wise.
Dude, look at the strength growth rate of this Primal Beast hero. How is that legal?
I'm not quite sure it is. I mean, it might be a class 3 misdemeanor, actually.
4.3. That cannot. That should not be allowed. No hero should have that kind of strength.
What was Centaur's at its peak? Was it 4.0 or was it higher than that?
I think it might have been higher than that. I mean, Tiny's is what, 4?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure Tiny's is 4, but his agility growth rate is like 0.
0. It's literally 0.
Yeah. Change logs. Strength growth rate 4.6 on Centaur. What was it at the peak?
That's quite high.
I'm the man in the chair now.
Yeah, you are the professional analyst, so I believe you. You've checked the numbers. You've confirmed what we've looked up. So your memory again is delivered.
Mm-hmm. Zero gave the Gen now manager downplaying wards. Yeah, let's make sure under DI qualify. Listen here, man. Ward's useless, or at least that's what I'm going to be telling people. No leaking strategies here.
And this is why they pay Mangusu,
Yeah, that's why we have a coach, man.
They don't
need
pay
a water
Neph
bottle. Yeah, if they need a water bottle, I'm their guy.
Hey, Neph, we eat some milk. Any recommendations? Oh, Sasquatch is dead, by the way. That's first blood going to Breezy on the rotation.
Unlucky. I mean, we finally see first blood 5 minutes in the game. Top lane looks like they're going to commit onto Hobbs. I'm not sure they'll be able to finish him off.
Yeah,
actually,
he's got 14
sure
armor.
They'll not be able to finish him off.
14 armor. He has the chainmail and the living armor. I think that's 2 points. You have 2 points in living armor, so there's no dying there.
Yeah, and the raindrops as well, reducing the damage that they're trying to commit onto him. Festival is going to kill...
Oh no! Okay, you got it.
Yeah, you got it.
We see a Pulverize utilized by Breezy R, but again, it's a long ball to safety from Festival. He's not running towards the bounty rune. This could be a 1v1 fight between Alrin and Festival, and Alrin knows he cannot win that fight. The bounty rune will be lost, but again, Wyvern's under vision. He'll try to escape our Arctic burn, but I don't think there's a way out of this one. And there will not be. Neutral deny? No.
What can you do? Wait, so how they have vision of the wyvern there? Did he just walk too far into the storm spirit? Yeah,
oh, that's a dire ward. Never mind.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, how'd they see him?
I don't know that actually. I thought that was a. For some reason, I thought it was a Radiant ward because Radiant places the ward there a lot of the time. But
yeah, he's like, yeah, and Albert just painted out. He's like, yeah, okay, they got vision up here. They see me. How'd they see him?
I mean, I guess they have the ward over here. That's not in range, is it? Yeah, it's not.
No, it is not. I don't know, man.
Wait,
I'll have to look at the replay.
I have my stream right now. Okay, I'm looking at the stream 2 minutes ago. There was not a ward there, so I'm not sure how they knew.
Yeah. Maybe he just ended up getting too close to the storm spirit. Noob analyst. What can you do?
Well, it's BreezyR's second rotation of the game. Hobbs cannot ascend to attempt to walk in the trees.
Now, hold on. I need everyone to calm down right now. We now have a Lance of Pursuit on the Lifestealer on top of his Ghoul Frenzy ability. He will be pursuing Sexy Buns here in just a moment. Alright, maybe not.
I'm happy the top engagement stopped, because that was still going on. It's like, alright, team fight going on. Breaking news! Lance of Pursuit! He can outslow Razor by 12%!
And deals 15 more damage.
And that will make Landstalker want to man fight our Razor with Static Link. Pulverized top lane, by the way. Landstalker is going to attempt to escape, but this time there will be no running from the trampling Primal Beast. The kill goes around the Chaos Knight.
Alright, look at that. Double swaps the Bracer, the Magic Wand. Sorry, triple swaps him out of his inventory. Bottles back up, nearly full HP and mana. Man's ready to go for another kill in 12 seconds and pulverized back off cooldown. Hasn't had anyone making stacks for him, though. I'm surprised that they're keeping Lifestealer down here in the bottom lane. What is it? It's your favorite item being flown out to the Lifestealer right now, by the way.
It's a hand of Midas. Win probability is gone. Let's just take Dota Plus. We're gonna see it go down instantly to win rate for the Radiant team.
Yeah. But that would be very funny if it actually just like drops as soon as the hand of Midas like completes on his hero. Look at him, he's trying to run at this Razor.
He's baiting. At this point, Storm Ball's in for the kill. Sure, Lifestealer now can't farm creeps, but it's okay. He doesn't need damage, he's a Midas.
Yeah. I was I didn't even see the mini map. I had like the thing open on half my screen right there. Sorry, the graph, because I was curious whether it would actually go down a win probability when that one comes open. I was like, why is he running at him? But you know, going through it.
Seems like both offlaners will die. We're seeing Green Bean just respawn, and as he respawns, his nemesis Hobbs will fall. So they will not share a Greystone together.
Yeah, looks like Daw's gonna run to the trees here. Wants to avoid the enemies. Dude, Lifestealer just like... Yeah, sorry, Sexy Bunch just like TP'd right back down here. I guess everyone is in a different lane now. Is he gonna run him down to the tower? No, okay, no, he's gonna be fine. They did a surprising amount to Lifestealer, man.
You mentioned why you're a little surprised Lifestealer's playing here, and I'm surprised as well. I mean, I guess Nier wants to keep this tower alive, but you can't farm when you have negative damage. Please, oh no. Oh, he got paid so far negative damage!
No, it expired like that moment.
Oh. By the way, Storm is doomed, and both literally and figuratively, he will fall to the Doombringer. Both supports gank the Storm, and now Storm is dead.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Now it looks like we're just goon squatting here.
And that's how Dota goes. I mean, you see a lot of gooning going around, and we saw it last game where Draiden Fanclub gooned around for their lead, and well, seems like Reily Feid might copy that now.
We're gonna run at the Lifestealer down in the bottom lane. I mean, again, he's got invest. He's gonna hop in the wagon. All right, the sick ride strategy. He's out of there.
That's a good play right there. That's an escape on the Lifestealer. This T1 tower might die, but
what is he doing? Where is he going? All right, he's scouting with the siege creep. This guy is good. He has scouted Ulrin.
I mean, he is hitting the Wyvern. Radiant are rotating in 2 heroes, but Dire have 4 heroes, and 4 is a lot larger than 2. Radiant recognize that and walk away, but that will mean the death of this bottom T1 tower. But again, it will be a trade for the top T1 tower.
Mm-hmm. Well, 1-for-1 exchange. I'd rather see heroes fight, but what can you do?
Now, sometimes you just want to fight non-moving structures for gold rather than modify
they're
heroes.
running at the centaurs. Sasquatch's army, it is falling apart. Stomp.
Okay, there's your stomp, but it might be too late at this point. He'll mech heal himself, but again, he's just too slow and just too frail, and now just too dead.
Yeah. Cast animation for the centaur stomp looks like it's too long to be able to like go in between the pulverizes from the primal beast.
Unfortunate.
I mean, that is actually important info because I imagine these two heroes are going to be picked a lot in this patch.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of Chen last patch, and well, we're going to see a lot more Chen this patch, and I guess that is no surprise. And speaking of the other hero in the combo, the Primal Beast, he pulverizes near Veneer, has the rage, and will walk away.
Yeah. But he can't go too far because the Hand of Midas is off a cooldown now, so he just near the creep wave there.
So I think he's used Midas 3 times now. I mean, it's going to pay off goal-wise pretty soon.
Yeah. He hasn't used it on... Wait, are they full for neutral items already? Yeah, they are. I mean, it guarantees you a neutral item now when you use it if you like don't have a neutral item dropped.
All right. We see Wyvern versus Chen. You mentioned the Wyvern as a Chen counter. There were no Chen creeps. Apparently Chen creeps were not needed, but in killing the Chen, Wyvern will lose his life. That is both side supports dead.
That is worth it. Alrin just sent Sasquatch a message.
I can press a button and kill you?
Yeah, I can press a button and kill you. You are not safe underneath your tower.
That's fair. Speaking of not safe, it is Lifestealer who is pulverized and also doomed, so there is really no way out of that one.
Yeah, it's okay. The Midas is on cooldown. It makes the death okay.
He will have to TP to this Tri-Camp the Midas sometime, I think. But, you know, he wants to be there anyway, so that'll be fine.
Yeah. All right, they're TPing a lot of heroes in here, cleaning up the reward. I mean, again, you have to commit super hard if you actually want to be able to push down these towers, thanks to Tree Protector. They've got 3 points of the living armor. The Chaos Knight isn't coming to assist, though. He's just moving down to the bottom lane. I don't think they'll get this, man.
Well...
And Doss is playing the middle. I mean, he's got Overgrowth as well.
That's a good Overgrowth on 3, and now Hob will silence on 3 as well. Festival Balls in, looking for primarily the Primal Beast. Primal Beast is low, he'll attempt to pulverize, but he'll find another spot in the grave to join his Wyvern, who also dies. Infest into the Storm, who balls in for Confused, and now he will be very confused, being the 3rd hero on his team dying in one team fight. And it's again now a 6th kill for Draiden Fanclub. They double their team fights in one easy team fight win, and they will parlay that one into a mid-T1 tower.
Yeah, that had to have just been like frustration, you know. They want to get more after they clear out a couple heroes on the Radiant side. Like they got that lifesteal there, and they're like, okay, I want to turn this into a tower. Can't do it because Tree Protector's there. They try to run a Tree Protector, then of course just ends up letting him set up with Overgrowth. I think like it's very obvious that like Garon down to the bottom, they want like absolutely nothing to deal with that. He's just like farming up. He realizes they're not gonna be able to get anything. Ooh, you hate to see it.
How many couriers have died this game? We're up to like what, like 6 or 7 now?
That one ran directly through the Chaos Knight as well. It didn't even look like he tried to dodge at the CK once he came into vision.
It's a rough day for couriers.
Yeah.
Loadable has those stats, right? Number of couriers killed in the game?
Absolutely. At the very least, that Dota does. You could look up this tournament and see like who has the most courier kills inside League of Lads, I'm sure.
Are we on Dat Dota? Is Lads on Dat Dota?
Probably. Does you have a ticket?
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Oh. That's cool.
Hold on, let me double check this one. What league?
Let's see. We are not a pro tournaments. We do have formerly of Blue Pikachu, Alarin, and we used to have Double King, but that's kind of about it.
Never mind. You're not on.
I was gonna say it's not really a pro tournament. This is some North American amateur Dota right here.
There's the Dota 2 League of Truth Season 3. What the hell is... I'm getting distracted here.
We are seeing a 3-man smoke gank in the Radiant jungle, and don't worry, the Dire were distracted as well. They missed their abilities, and Radiant have escaped. I feel like Doss is dead, but now he's a tree, he's fine. Probably should be dead, but he's not dead.
But they still cannot do anything about this tier 1 tower in the middle. This is so miserable to deal with. Yeah, maybe a little bit much. Used a lot of mana trying to ball onto that guy.
Radiant moved to Wyvern, but Dire, ooh, that's a good counterplay right there. I think probably he's trying to cancel his TP. Either that, he moves very fast. Sasquatch is dead, and there will be a Storm dead as well. Could not be unstunned in time. As a result, it's 2 more kills for the Dire. 10 kills on the board now, so... You'll see Breezy look for an 11th, but again, Doss doing a little bit of ankle breaking and walking away from the Primal Beast. But again, the tower cannot run away. It will probably die here.
I mean, is it though?
Good point, actually. It has living armor on it.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's just like spamming out the Nature's Grasp and the living armor. This tower is like nearly full HP at this point. They're doing so many plays around the mid tier 1, and yes, you're up on net worth at the moment, which is kind of why I favor their lineup, but you're not getting any extra map control. When you hit some decent timings on these Radiant heroes, I think the game becomes a little bit more difficult. And thankfully for them, they hit one time in the form of like a fairy trinket. All you need is like a defensive item on Storm Spirit, and a pretty easy time balling on the back line, picking off like Wyvern. And I think the fights are a little bit easier for them.
So at the point where Storm will have the Lincolns, Left Zero's going to have S and Y, Night Stalker will have Shard, plus maybe half of a BKB.
They're just running at this guy.
Might just be go time.
Yeah,
but Karan, he's so alone right now. Is that BKB in the courier? No, that's Echo Saber in the courier. He's 100% dead. Yeah. Breezy will attempt to save his life, but the Overgrowth will keep both of those strength heroes in place. Pulverize will not stop the gank squad. Confused has Doom, but at this point, your Primal Beast also is dead. That's 2 heroes down. A third is in danger. Confused is under a tier 2 tower, but he's slowed by the Lance of Pursuit. Doss has Nature's Grasp. Festival has a ball in, and that will be another hero dead. Doom was used for at least one Vengeance kill, but again, good fight for Draiden Fanclub.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sasquatch couldn't keep him topped up there, not with Divine Favor, and not with the Mechanism and whatnot, as he had the Spirit Vessel completed on the Doom. Unlucky.
Even then, though, it's still more than a 1k swing in favor of Draiden Fanclub. You mentioned it was a 3k net worth lead. We're down to 2k. We've cut it by 33%. We're doing well there.
And again, it's just like, all right, a lot of the map is to be controlled by Draiden Fanclub. Until they can like actually break this mid-tier 1 tower, maybe the top tier 1 tower. A lot of the fights are going to be on Draiden Fanclub's terms.
Big tower right there. It's a very happy tower.
Yeah. Alright. What is he working on down here? He's working on the Salt Cross right now on the Razor rather than going the Refresher Orb. I mean, the item got nerfed and now it costs even more mana than it used to. That would kind of make sense, but I guess the only thing they're really concerned about is like physical damage coming out from the Night Stalker and the Life Stealer. So,
that's a big pick off mid lane. But speaking of your other Refresher thing, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these heroes who are buying Refresher Orb really don't have that high of a mana pool, and Razor is not known for having that high of a mana pool. So the nerf affects him a lot there. You throw in the BKB activations as well, so that's another 100 mana loss, so it's hard. And Radiant are not done with killing. Karan will Chaos Bolt the Night Stalker. Festival finds the Wyvern. Wyvern is isolated, cannot turn and use anything in time other than the Cold Embrace, but the Storm will still kill Alrin. Hobbs will shard up. Overgrowth hits on Razor and Doombringer. Radiant look for more. The Storm is stunned. But again, Hobbs and Sasquatch are trying to back up Doss. It's another 1-for-1 trade there with Doss Confused Zag. It's now a 3-for-1. Dire have lost 3, but Karan and Sexy Buns are looking to trade. They bring down Storm. Shen TP's away, but Chaos Bolt will cancel. The 1-for-3 turns into a 3-for-3. And now Letsu is being run at top lane. What was a good fight turned into a mediocre fight, and now both teams return to farming.
Yeah, I mean, Razor at the BKB there just ends up doing a lot. If you can't bring him down right away, Eye Storm ends up cleaning these heroes up, and he will be a little bit stronger the next team fight after he has more armor. Is is like the plate mail done. He's getting close to this Assault Cross. They need like somehow magic burst. You'd be wild. All right, hear me out here. If you've been to building just like a Dagon on the Storm Spirit, or to like bowl in and try to blow this guy up as quickly as possible rather than have him like sustain through these fights.
Usually you see
that might be a little bit too wild.
Usually you see like Hex, Hex would work for that function, but Dagon's more fun and cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, if you go Hex, like you have to be like it doesn't happen fast. He's disabled, and then he kind of survives because you have a Winter Wyvern and shit behind him. And speaking of Winter Wyvern, Arwen is going to be more of a problem once he has like a couple defensive items in his end. We're working on a Holy Locket right now.
Breezy is dead. Not quite. He's very low, but not quite dead. Uphill mischance managed to save him there.
Yeah. I mean, it's the haste. It's the Nether Shawl. They're not doing too much magic damage to him. He's almost got the BKB done as well. If he had died there, it would have been pretty bad. But then he will be like actually unstoppable beast. He can start his role-playing adventure on this Primal once the BKB is completed.
All right, raid boss time Why do they have to coordinate like you have the event just to kill Primal Beast? Dodge the abilities.
Yeah. And that is why most people play Primal Beast, get the BKB and, for role-playing purposes.
Well, I think we're about to see there's the smoke. 3-man smoke mid lane. Breeziar, Alrin, and Confused. There's no blink on Doom, but he's ready to Doom regardless. Looking at Dire Vision, they actually see very little.
No. Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Storms are ball. There's no ball away in time. Only a Pulverize and a Doom combination. Goodbye, Storm.
Yeah, not dead to the neutral creeps this time. But yeah, ends up running into when they're like sitting on high ground as we're walking like one of the worst locations he can be in. So they don't have like an instant jump on a Storm Spirit either. Like the Primal Beast has to be fairly close and hit the Storm out of vision with the Onslaught for the Doom to be able to like get close to him and hit him with that Doom. So one of the few locations they could get the Storm Spirit there, they managed to grab him.
Big items being purchased by carries. It's time for more fighting. Life Stealers, S&Y, CK's BKB, and this mid tower. DOS is trying to save it, but Dire really want this tower. A 3-man overgrowth into an infested Night Stalker. BKB's activated. Pulverize, I believe, canceled. Now Dire look towards Night Stalker, who is attempting to escape again. Bloodsealer inside of him. DOS will attempt to run away, but Karam will demolish him. Festival long balls in for a 1-for-1 trade. Now Wyvern still has Curse. Hobbs will fully heal up. Festival balls in into 3 heroes with the Curse. And now on 3 heroes as well. Festival gets destroyed by his teammates. Razor's BKB is still active. Now ending. Hobbs runs in. Razor low. Breeziar half HP near. Tries to salvage, but his raid is ended. Chaos Bolt into Pulverize, into damage, into the fight collapsing for the side of Draiden Fanclub. Breeziar will onslaught further in towards the Night Stalker. Daytime has arrived, and the mortality of Night Stalker has gone heavily up. Sexy Buns will static link, killing Hobbs, and Dire move for a 5th kill in the teamfight, I believe. That is DOS dead, and I guess technically Chen survived. That is a disastrous fight there for Draiden Fanclub.
Finally managed to get that tier 1 tower in the mid lane as well. I mean, you see how much they value having control over the map and not losing that one. They went all in defending that. I mean, Sasquatch eventually backed off because he realized it was a lost cause, but everyone else willing to go down with the ship there. And again, you don't have a ton of damage to get through this race. The one time that, after his BKB was expired, you were on top of him, you didn't manage to finish off Alrin. Alrin, instead of dropping that Cold Embrace on him, Alrin ends up getting the kill off from the Storm Spirit the first time as well. He's just, dropping the Winter's Curse on him. You need to be able to somehow, jump the back line and get on this Winter Wyvern. And you have the heroes for it, don't get me wrong. You got the Night Stalker and Storm Spirit. Speaking of Storm, is a little bit
Storm
for him. Yeah.
His items have been delayed a lot, though. He's not even that close to Lincoln still. This is disastrous. The hard part is
chased into your base down on the bottom lane by Sexy Buns.
He is.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're a Dota fan, I'm sure you're happy, because that means we're probably looking at a Game 3. Yeah. The all-deciding Game 3.
Hold on. Yeah, you can't just go cursing these teams like that, okay? The game could turn on its head when you say something like that.
Hey, once again, it's not over yet, but now, if Reily makes a comeback, it will be an epic comeback. It's hard to come back from this far down. It's certainly doable. You see it all the time. But once again, oh, here we go. This could be the opening top. Never mind. No, it didn't work. Thought for a second that was your opening top.
I don't know. That might have been a bit of a stretch. I mean, the guy's got a BKB. They're still infested in the Storm, by the way. All right, they're going to try to go into Alrin.
Much softer target. However, we get the Cold Embrace oftentimes. A Doom on Storm. Alrin is dead, but Dire have very strong heroes. Storm has fallen near with Centaur Stomp. Overgrowth is the turn, but Dire appear not to care. Confused may die, but Karan has arrived. Still has his BKB near. He'll get brought in. He'll rage and TP. Successfully, I might add. But the fight was certainly unsuccessful as DOS will die on the south side. That is a 3-for-1 in Dire's favor.
Yeah, I mean, they finished the first part of that checklist, get on top of this Winter Wyvern and blow him up. They couldn't get him before the Cold Embrace, which I think slowed things down a little bit. But, it's the net worth discrepancy at this point. 10k advantage before that fight even happened makes it kind of hard. Man, it doesn't really get any easier for the next little while either. There's a few things, but that fight went pretty well for them, all things considered. The Lifestealer didn't get blown up. He didn't get stunned after his rage ended. He ended up breaking the link from the Razor relatively quickly, then getting back to the team fight afterwards instead of just getting run down, and they still didn't win that. So I'm starting to be worried here.
Well, the thing you mentioned a long time ago was, Radiant looking at some big defensive items on Storm to turn their game around and make it a lot easier. We mentioned the Lincoln's timing, and he's about as close now as he was then. It's only getting worse. He's now 7th in net worth.
Yeah, he's 7 and 6 at the moment. He's taken a lot of deaths. And he's already like partway committed for this Lincoln Sphere. He can't just go back and build the BKB now because he's got this perseverance. It's like, okay, I need to do something with this. Top lane, they're gonna run at the Lifestealer. He's got nothing to infest that close by, but he gets away.
Phantasm has been forced out from Hobbs, and he's now running away. So I guess there is something for the Radiant, but it's not like Karan cares about using Infest. He's gonna use it, or not Infest, Phantasm. He's gonna use it anyway, so.
Dude, Phantasm's just like a farming ability now, man.
Yeah.
75-second cooldown, as long as 30 seconds it lasts.
Oh no, that's a 2-man curse on Lifestealer. His rage will end, but he infests Sasquatch in time. That's what balls him for Wyvern. Wyvern will die, but Dire are still in the upper hand. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Both teams lose 1 support. Overgrowth hits on only 1. Green Beam will purge it. Doss gets annihilated. Nier gets annihilated. Sasquatch buys back, but his fight is too late to be salvaged. Night Stalker is stunned. He's chain stunned at that. Triple kill for the Razor as Breezyar is running down Festival, who's incredibly low on mana. Breezyar will stop the chase, but he will not stop the team fight from being won. That is another 2k swing in Dire's favor. Another buyback forced out, and more free towers to be grabbed there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it made the difference, but after Chen bought back, he just like started TPing immediately, and then I think like shift queued his Hand of God to drop after he gets the tower, but the Tree Protector and the Lifesteal had both already died by the time he got the Hand of God off and finished his TP. So it was like he didn't pop it before because I don't think the heroes were in that much danger. Tried to pop it afterwards, and it just didn't end up being that useful in that fight. But again, small margins, I don't think it would have made a difference.
At this point, yeah, it's probably a bit too far behind. Like, if Radiant can make a comeback, they're gonna need some big outmaneuvers, and it's gonna be hard.
You just need like solo pickoffs, man. You've got like a Stormpeer and a Lifesteal who's both single targets. You don't have like these big team fight abilities on your side, and you're playing against some heroes that are relatively tanky, like Primal Beast, Doom, and Chaos Knight. All have pretty big health pools. You just have to. It's. I hate saying this, but it is Reily Feid's game to lose at this point.
It's true. I mean, they're in the driver's seat. They're firmly ahead, and the smoke ganks that failed earlier are just that much harder now.
Yeah. Smoke, I'll see if it ends up connecting anyone. I mean, Sasquatch wouldn't be too bad of a target to lose.
Well, they end up missing on the smoke, luckily for Draiden Fanclub. It would have only been a Shen kill, but again, it will be a dieback, so that would be pretty significant. You then can go high ground at the 5v4. You might just go high ground on a 5v5, though. They've lost their waves top and bottom. Radiant are minding the equilibrium in both of those lanes, but again, Dire have some key items. The Blink on CK, recently purchased, Hex on Razor as well, so might as well be go time.
Man, how do you approach this man at this point? Assault Cross, Scythe of Vice, Black King Bar. It's like, he knows that it's just going to be like the Stormpeer and the Lifestealer balling in, trying to finish off one of the heroes and picking them off one by one. He just hexes one of them and shuts down their plays.
The answer appears to be you don't. There's one creep left in the Dire, and when that creep dies, there will no longer be a push. Festival balls in to kill the creep, so now Dire can only push for 20 more seconds. Problem is, they made it kill the Rex in 20 seconds with the Assault Cuirass, as you mentioned.
If they remember they have a fortify.
That's a fortification. Again, only 300 HP left on the melee racks. Backdoor has now returned. Breezyar is diving tier 4 towers. Annihilates Sasquatch, but he's still not dead quite yet. Breezyar is stunned. Confused dives all the way to the fountain. He dooms the storm, but the Infects will save. A good selfless play from Nier. Hobbs will die. So now it's a 1-for-1. The racks are still dead, by the way. More Dire creeps finally showed up. So again, good ideas from Radiant, but they still lose the fight. They're just too far behind.
Yeah. All right. They're backing off right now without the Doom. How long they got less than 3 minutes in the edges? I'm not sure they have to back up. I mean, they can finish off that range rack, then go and grab the bottom, in my opinion, but they'd be playing this one as safe as possible. 18k net with that. I mean, I did prefer the lineup of the Dire side here, but I figured, okay, Tower's still alive like 15 minutes into the game for Draiden Fanclub. They're losing anyways. Breezy?
Breezy dies
They can't even
here.
grab Breezy. This is...
Oh, no overgrowth. Yeah, no escape. Or sorry, no way to stop the escape, I should say.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
If you're a Reily Feid fan, you love to see it. We're at the point now where, I mean, Radiants are smoking, but it's a desperation smoke.
Yeah, this is like, out back after a long day of work and you failed to meet your sales quota smoke.
It's like, all right, maybe if we do this, stuff might turn around, but no.
Maybe I need to be doing something different with my life. 1,000-yard stare smoke.
Man, yep. Problem is, Dire have, on the flip side, you see Dire with this imported Cuban cigar, the 4-man smoke, while their blink daggers. They're ready to go. They're running into some of Sasquatch's creeps, but they're being ignored. Creeps on are unimportant. Looking at Dire Vision, they see Lifestealer and Treant Protector. Lifestealer will be the obvious targets. Pulverize, now used. Chaos Bolt, bit of a stun stack, but it's not going to matter, it appears. He'll attempt to rage away and infest this creep, but Alrin will stop those plans. Yeah.
Yeah, he commits the Witch's Curse, then he goes and he stomps down the targets that he was trying to run to, and like rubbing it in his face.
During all that, by the way, not only has the tree died, Razor solo killed the Night Stalker in the Radiant side base. So, yeah.
I would like a morale check right now. Like, Sasquatch is on the enemy side of the map, trying to farm up, like, an army right now with Holy Persuasion, send it back to base. We could maybe take a fight. The only reason that they are not taking Mega Creeps right now is because that Tier 2 is still standing up in the top lane. Draiden Fanclub in shambles at the moment.
You know what? It's time to reset it. I mean, maybe at this point, I think they know the game is lost. Like, they're a bit angry. They know they've lost. But there's game 3. Yeah. Time to discuss it. What went wrong? How do we improve? What do we ban? Once again, game 1 was a pretty dominant win in their favor. So it's like, all right, how do we go back and repeat our successes? And then maybe throw one more head on our team fight.
I don't think Dota players do that. I think like they're still, their heads are always still in the current game they're playing. I've seen that from I've watched a Rainbow Six tournament, and like the round was lost. It was like 1v5 or whatever at the end, and you could like the player cams were on, so you could see like the one guy left like talking to his team and he wasn't moving. He was just like using the time to discuss the next round with his team.
I mean, you might as well at a certain point. You see it in Counter-Strike as well, where players are just sitting back in the epic. All right, guys. Maybe different smokes, hit our shots, up headshot, I don't know. Whatever you need to do at that point, but... Alright, it is Desperation Smoke time. If the smoke fails, Radiant will probably call GG immediately afterwards, so... If the turnaround starts, it will be now, and if not, we will be mercifully out of this game. Yep, there we go. Sasquatch with the first pick off. Dire have their Doom and the backlines jump, but again, look at the BKB off. Doom's now there on Storm. Radiant are collapsing. Doss dead. Festival dead. Nier is low. He'll attempt to use his BKB to man-fight the CK, but that will not work. Hobbs being run at by the Primal Beast as well. Nier falls. There's only one lone survivor, and they won't even let him die. Before he even dies, it's a GG call. Full 5-man wipe, and we're headed to game 3.
Yep, shoes on the other foot this time. I mean, I'd say like, again, once that mid-tier 1 fell, once you lost that single fight in the mid lane, it was all Reily Feid, man. And at that point, the map was theirs. I mean, you were up net worth on Reily Feid, and Draiden Fanclub was like on their side of the map, underneath your tier 2 is running you down. But once you lost map control, it feels like everything fell apart.
All right. Man. So I'm going to, for my sake and Neph's sake, cut us to a quick 3-minute break before game numbers reach so we can get some water, go to the bathroom. You got anything to say before our break?
This one's for all the marbles. I mean, a lot of shit talk here between Hobbs and Green Bean 86 or whatever the hell it was. Winner take all. I mean, the loser of this one gets eliminated. They're going to be the laughingstock for the entirety of League of Lads. That it would be very embarrassing. So I'm excited for that one.
All right, so I'm going to cut us to a break. My expert production work there. I'll see you all in a few minutes. Once again, greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It's Game 3 time. For those who are just joining, we are back from our 3-minute break, and we mentioned it before going to break. It is the game for all the marbles, the all-deciding Game 3. Loser goes home. This is their last game of the season for one of these two teams, and again...
Hello?
Hello? Welcome back.
I think you died.
Can you not hear me?
I can hear you now.
Uh-oh.
At least I hope so.
Oh, I see. Well, my internet dropped 1,400 frames out of nowhere. Apparently my intro is in those 1,400 frames, so... Whoops.
I see.
Lamau. But we are now back for game number 3 of Reily, Feid vs. Draiden Fanclub. Loser goes home. It is the all-important game 3. I'm again joined by Neph. How you doing, Neph?
Excellent. I got myself a Bob Ross Joy of Calm sparkling beverage.
That is more exciting than my normal water poured into a reusable bottle.
Yeah. I went to the store and I saw there was 2 options, Bang Energy and Bob Ross Joy of Calm, and I decided that I need to get them both. This is the duality of man.
You know, I'm excited to try the Bob Ross one. I've tried Bang. I'm not a fan of the sugar-free energy drinks, but Bob Ross, I would definitely try that.
Yep. Unfortunately, there was no duality of Sasquatch here. As I imagine... Oh, sorry. I have it wrong way around. Sasquatch on Draiden and Fanclub here. I thought one mixed up. There will be duality of Sasquatch. He has to pick a hero other than the Chen this game. As Reily Feid picked it up first.
It would have been interesting to see, you know, there's been a number of famous examples in lads where the same player will play the same hero in 3 different games, but not this game. No more Shen for Sasquatch.
Look at this. He is in shambles right now. He isn't sure what to pick anymore. He is losing his reserve time. We are already down to almost 1 minute and 30 seconds with the first pick. The man is broken. He did not expect this one. Where does he go from here, Badger?
It could be the Enchantress, but we saw game 1. Chen is absolutely fine in that matchup. I know Draiden Fanclub like picking the Tide Hunter. Their Hobbs is a very big fan of playing Tide, so that could be the option there. Again, Night Stalker's available. A number of other good heroes like Tusk is available, so there's options right now. Speaking of good heroes, it's Doombringer. He brings the Doom.
Yeah, he also brings the counter to the Chen. I mean, you just eat the creep when he runs the creeps at you. It's that easy. And they go with the Quapper, one of the most popular heroes of this match. You know, again, Queen of Pain was one of the lower alphabet heroes that I didn't end up getting on the list. Let me pull that one up real quick, because that one was picked a lot, I think, at this ESL tournament.
Yeah, they made some big changes to Queen of Pain with the Shadow Strike.
Yeah, rework Scepter, Shadow Strike damage, initial damage increased by 80, applied to all enemies in the radius around the target. When Shadow Strike ends, it was reapplied to an enemy hero. The target emits a scream of pain hitting nearby enemies. Does it hit the same target or just around it, like Winter Wyvern W?
I think it's like Winter Wyvern W, but I think one of the bigger things is no small camp, because usually you play against a good Queen of Pain player who, say, maxes dagger first. You go to small camp, but, well, what small camp can you go to now?
Yeah.
There is no small camp.
And talents have changed around a little bit as well. I think like the items and shit, and the nerfs to the other mid heroes made Queen of Pain decent. Yeah. So looks like Quap. I mean, it makes sense that she is a lot more popular. Plus 2 inches into the faster damage revolt, Shadow Strike, AoE, Sonic Wave cooldown. Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to get your hopes up in the case it won't happen, but I'm going to mention it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
There's about a 25% chance, maybe a 30% chance, is a Hoodwink mid. Breezy R, back in the day, was known as a notorious Hoodwink mid player, and, well, it might happen here. I'm not sure how bad the Queen of Pain Hoodwink matchup is, but Hoodwink gets a lot of damage.
Specialist, question mark?
Formerly. He's moved on. More of a puck specialist, spirit hero player, but, you know, he still has a Hoodwink in his back pocket, so...
I mean, wouldn't better to whip out the hero in your back pocket than the loser bracket, the third game of a best of 3. I mean, it's time to go for the comfort heroes at this point, right?
I mean, might as well. I mean, last game, Primal Beast... I mean, Primal Beast is a Breezy R type hero, I guess, so it worked out, but Shadow Fiend did not go particularly well, so maybe you mix it on up. And then if it ends up being a bad Hoodwink mid game, put it on 4. You can 23 pick your mid later, all as well.
All right. Now the question is what the Sasquatch hero is going to be, because I don't think the Doom or the Queen of Pain are for him. The Queen of Pain is almost probably going to be in the mid. The Doom is probably position 3. We saw some people try to run it like one of the major, right? Saberlight was doing it. That was absolutely insane.
I wouldn't be too shocked if we see a Doom 4 either. I feel like Doom 4 is very good as well currently. We saw it last game, but I feel like I'm seeing a lot of Doom 4 as well.
They go for the Witch Doctor instead. Now, this is a powerful hero. And you saw the changes to this guy?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where extra accuracy on the Death Ward feels like kind of a meme, but it's nice. They changed his talents as well, right?
I mean, it's the voodoo restoration that changed. That was the big thing, man.
Damn it. I knew there was something I missed.
Yeah. All right, listen to this. Radius increased from 500 to 500, 550, 600, 650. That scales up by 50 per level. Heal decreased from 16, 24, 32, 40 to 10, 20, 30, 40. A little bit less healing. Yeah, but get this. Now deals damage to enemies for the same amount as healing.
What exactly is the... How many ticks of 40 damage and 40 healing is it per second? Is it 2 ticks per second?
It's like... I forget how many ticks are in a second, but it's again, it heals you 10, 20, 30, 40. It damages the enemies 10, 20, 30, 40.
If it's doing it only once per second, not a big deal. But like 2 times, 3 times per second, then we're talking.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty big deal. This is a sick ability now. So you got bigger AoE and you're damaging enemies. So you're gonna be right up in their face a lot of the time with the Witch Doctor. I mean, this guy is a dad bod hero. You can tell by like looking at him physically, but he's like Ultra Chad now with his new voodoo restoration. This man has been hitting the gym, even though you can't see it. Like hidden gains here.
Speaking of dad bod, it is Brewmaster.
Who absolutely
got significantly nerfed in the last patch, but still has some merit to him.
Yeah, I think he's like just as good as he was in the previous patch, but for different reasons now. I'm not sure how you feel about the change to his Aghanim Scepter, if you're that big on it.
I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like the old Ags was just kind of overbearing, where you just have 2 ultimates, you suddenly have 4 ultimates, and it's a little bit too powerful in that sense. You just always have these primal splits. And now the new one requires a little more forethought, you know?
Yeah, it is super annoying to deal with it. Again, you just resummon like a different Brewling every 20 seconds. If you want to go like cut a wave, you can go send the Fire Panda across the map. Yeah, it gets slowed a little bit in silence when it's outside the max distance, but it's still like strong enough to like cut behind creep waves there. You toss enemies up into the air. You don't need to be in your ult for that one anymore. You can make people's lives goddamn miserable with the Aghanim Scepter now, and he's just as good as he was in like for all other purposes outside like the refresher double brew split thing that he had going on before. I think the old one was like kind of bullshit and like frustrating to play against. Very fun to play as. Very anti-fun to play against though. We were just splitting a dozen times. I think it is more fun and less. You're still playing Dota. With the new one. With the last one, it's like you weren't playing Dota anymore.
Hey, primal splits! 12 pandas! Gonna charge 16 pandas! It's like a true drunken brawler experience.
Yeah. Okay, then we got Ricky. Oh, well, we did not touch on the Ricky yet. This hero is a dead hero, in my opinion.
Elaborate.
I mean, he just hasn't been good. His base agility is garbage. The one good thing about him was his sleeping dart, and they ended up nerfing that one. I mean, the only reason the sleeping dart was even that good is because it was non-dispellable, which I'm pretty sure was not intended, and they just like didn't fix for a while.
But is he still a dead hero, or do you think he's back?
He's definitely still a dead hero. Until they improve this guy's agility growth rate, he is just garbage. I mean, they look at the changes to him. Bonus damage on Blink Strike decreased a little bit. Like 15 at max level, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter, non-relevant. Agility damage multiplier is now doubled against creeps, so you farm creeps when you backstab them faster. And I think that would be okay if you could like clear a camp with just one Tricks of the Trade, but you're not able to. I mean, the thing is, you're clearing out waves, you're backstabbing a lot of it, and then you're moving into like the jungle to start clearing out creeps. Your backstab isn't working against jungle creeps because they're always going to be facing you unless you're using Tricks of the Trade. And even if you're hitting things for double backstab damage in the lane, you're still clearing it slower than anyone who's able to like instantly nuke out a lane. It is just like dead hero. I don't think that viable. Some SEA teams ran them and saw some success with it, but this is just not a competitive hero. Someone at Valve does not like Ricky.
So it could be Gaben. I know Gaben, big fan of Sand King. Maybe he's a big enemy of Ricky, but I know Nier is a big fan of Ricky. He's picked Ricky before, even though the hero has been bad for a lot of Dota 2. He just enjoys the hero. Maybe says, you know what, this game, Sasquatch picked me Ricky. Maybe Sasquatch is saying, you know what, please don't pick a different hero, but maybe he's just dead set on playing Ricky. And sometimes when your carry is a hero he wants to pick, you gotta go with it.
All right, so go back for Primal Beast, the last pick hero on Reily Feid. Do you think that this is going to be a Primal Beast mid, or are you going to go with the Hoodwink mid? You got to call it.
I'm going to call Primal Beast mid, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was the other way around still.
Got it. All right, they got 10 seconds reserve time left on Draiden Fanclub. Please don't run this Ricky pause. I mean, it would be hype, but please don't do it.
Well, we have a Pangolier mid, potentially. I know Festival's a big fan of Pangolier mid. And it will be Pangolier mid. Okay, so Queen of Pain playing support, Pangolier mid, Ricky carry. I mean, it's some signature heroes for Festival and Nier. BZR will be going back to back on the mid Primal Beast games, but this is a weird draft.
All right, I don't know what's going on anymore, but this is going to be some hype Dota regardless. There is going to be blood down wherever the Queen of Pain is. I mean, the Earth is going to be trying to running down heroes. Chen doesn't. I mean, Hobbs is the only person that's going to be countering this game, right? As long as he keeps like his Devour off of cooldown, he can deal with the creeps. Excellent Chen set, by the way. The Rat King. This is how you know this is a veteran player. You know, he's got the coolest swag for his heroes. The man's been around the block.
This is a real rat team right here. You have the Rat King cosmetic for Alrin. Karan's nickname is a number of different variants involving the word rat, notably Karat. So it's definitely the rat team. They're ready to play Rat Dota today.
Hell yeah.
Game 3 draft, though. I mean, I'm guessing you prefer Reily Feid's draft?
Yeah. All right. I don't think Sasquatch is going to impress on this position 5 Queen of Pain. It is going to be funny to watch. I think the Witch Doctor is the only hype thing about what they have going on the dire side. So I'm with Reily Feid. Upper bracket team. They're going to destroy this team that ended up bombing out in group stages. They got this one easy, my man.
I want to disagree, but all the evidence points to you being right. So maybe Draiden Fanclub can pull the impossible and win with Ricky, Pangolier, Witch Doctor as like their main, I don't know, Queen of Pain 5. We got some weird heroes here, but it's okay. Because if you are just joining us, you've come at a great time. It's game number 3. Win or go home. Draiden Fanclub, 1 game 1. Dominant fashion. Reily Feid, 1 game 2. Dominant fashion.
Unfortunately, we all play from home.
Where? Oh, Jesus.
NA no lands.
But we're... This is, okay, bracket life on the line if you want to be that specific. Loser is eliminated. How is that? So it's me and Neph again, and I think we're again in for another fantastic Dota game, hopefully. Hopefully. Oh no, first blood. We'll be doomed dying, perhaps 2-man bushwhack. Quap. What is Quap skilled? Skilled Shadow Strike. Hobbs already dead. That's what's going to die as well. That's not a great start if you're a Draiden Fanclub fan member. That's not a good start at all. That's great. That's not good.
Yeah, I hate to see it. The Cinnabruin pulling them back up and activating it with that bushwhack. I mean, the only saving grace there was Sasquatch did not panic there. He could have gone blank, and then his lane would have been grief because he wouldn't have had an ability to trade with them. You would Shadow Strike. I think it's better to give up those 2 kills than go for that point of blank there and just grief your game.
At the very least, Dire will get 2 runes. There was a click war between Alrin and Festival. Festival won that one. EU ping, he says. So it will be 2 runes for 2 runes at the very least. But again, good start to the game for Reily Feid.
European?
I thought he wasn't, but maybe he's playing from Europe.
Why would anyone want to go there?
I don't know. Work, college. I'm not an all-around expert, to be honest.
Yeah, I can confirm that he does have European levels of ping. Apparently, I have close to European levels. I have 81 ping right now.
Vancouver, what can you do?
I gotta look into that.
You're like 3,000 miles away from the server. I mean, it makes sense.
I should have like 40 ping.
Could be the server lagging as well. I saw a little bit of lag there. So maybe it's also on my end, but...
No, it's got to be a routing issue.
Well, hopefully everything's okay. Seems like something's going on right now, but we are seeing... I'd say a little bit of stuttering on my side. I think it might just be on my side, though, which is never ideal.
Yeah, there's definitely you lagging right now.
Fuck. Oh well. Hopefully it fixes itself soon. This is not usual, and it's certainly not an opportune time for it to happen.
That's NA Dota, baby. We adapt.
Sasquatch still has no blink, but he's not dying. I'll take a lot of damage, but he will not die quite yet.
Yeah, alright. Sasquatch is sitting pretty low. He's out of regen as well, so you get to send himself out a little bit more. His courier's still walking back to base as well. So, man, it's going to struggle to trade with the enemies for a little bit. Man, look at this powerful tornado. The Wild Wing just zoning them out of the lane here. This thing is supposed to expire as well after it's done channeling, and it's still here.
And we're seeing DOS take a lot of damage top lane as well. I thought he might be dead, but yeah, my internet's just not cooperating. I mean, you're crystal clear, so I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's a routing issue or something, but something is definitely up on my end right now, which is not good. Not good at all. What can you do?
I can definitely hear you lagging a little bit. We'll cast through it, though. Okay.
Well, everything's lagging on my end, but you. You are somehow not lagging. You're staying perfect. I'm sure it's lagging on the stream end because I'm dropping some packets, but for some reason you sound fine on my end still.
I'm just perfect. I'm sure that's what it is.
The game stutters relentlessly, but Neph overpowers.
Yeah, I overpower the game stutters and the server stutters.
Just too powerful for even the lag itself to overcome.
Okay, so we got the. We talked about the mid matchup, the Primal Beast up against the Pango. I mean, the previous game we saw the Primal Beast up against the Storm Spirit. Ended up on top of the Storm, ahead of him pretty significantly. I think we're going to see the same thing this game. He just has so much more base damage than other heroes. And he ends up clearing out the courier there. Okay, very cool.
It's a very long dive, and I think he just got Flying Courier too. I think he just got level 4, so once again, one less deny from Primal Beast, and that courier is absolutely fine.
Yeah. Dude, I think it makes the heroes with high base damage end up losing DOS there. It looks like Nier is probably going to be okay. Heroes with high base damage are even better now that the small camp has been removed. Because before you'd you'd nuke out the wave and you go and clear out to the small camp. You wouldn't have to engage with the enemies so much. Now it matters so much more whether or not you're able to last hit and deny the majority of the creeps inside the lane. So I think that's, for that reason, Primal Beast is fairly powerful, and that's why they went back forward game number 2 with Breezy. Man's just destroying fastball. He's going for bracers as well. He's gone double bracers to make his damage advantage even bigger.
Yeah, I mean, it's over 100 damage.
Mercy, this is just
over 100. And Breezy, we saw it last game. He is very willing to rotate, and you bring that much damage to another lane as well. We could be seeing some ganks in the near future. I mean, he's almost 6 on Primal Beast.
He's only got 1 point to upward, though. He's maxed out Trample after that. I don't think it's that realistic for him to be able to run down the Pango. Maybe he wastes his Swashbuckle and you can get him, but we'll have to see.
That's why you go top lane and bottom lane. A lot harder for him to run away.
Right. Speaking of people running away, Hobbs is just forced to run all the way back to base. Now Sasquatch getting chased down. Didn't have the mana to blink until just a moment ago. But right now, everything looks so rough for them, man. They're losing every lane at the moment. Nier's getting chased down. I'm not sure if he makes it away from this one.
He has 10 stick charge at the very least, and he also has a Witch Doctor nearby. But...
No, the Witch Doctor doesn't have Voodoo Restoration. This is the skill they buffed. They nerfed the other parts of this guy. They nerfed his attack range. They nerfed his paralyzing cast.
Apparently, DOS does not care about the Whale of Ice Frog. He just wants to skill the same skills.
He doesn't have the best skill.
Well, apparently it's too late for DOS to reconsider his mistakes, as he has gone in on these cast Maledict build.
Maybe he just would like stay in his distance and thinks he's gonna be able to blow these heroes up with like 2-point Maledict. I don't know, man. I think Voodoo Restoration is like way too good now.
All right, good news, Neph.
What's up?
The internet problems appear to have stopped.
You're gonna jinx yourself by saying that.
Good point. We are seeing near Blinken top lane. Maledict is on sexy buns, but again, he's a Brewmaster with that Earth Brawler stance. He'll be fine.
I mean, it's 5% magic resist. You go up to like 28% from 25.
Every bit counts. Festival. Oh no, the onslaught into the pulverize. Oh no.
Yeah. End up losing the Pango and lose Sexy Buns up the top lane. You end up losing DOS as well. Confused. Looks like.
And you're a big winner of these trades. He wins, getting 2 kills in the trade. He'll barely knock it down to the Urn either, so he gets 2 kills in the top lane. Gets solo XP, I believe both are kills, but oh no, Breezy R. They were former teammates at one point, and now Breezy R will run down. Oh, never mind, near the blink away! A fantastic blink. Pulverize is up, but not quite in range. No, never.
What?
How is that in range?
Oh, that is not a grab! That guy had like robot arms there. He slung those out. That was some Made in Abyss shit.
I was highlighting the cast range. I was like, there's no way. There's no way, but apparently way.
That was illegal. That was an illegal grab.
That is absolutely illegal, no doubt about it.
Alright, man, whatever. He's got illegal arms on Breezy. He's going to stop by and grab 2 bounty runs inside the enemy jungle on his way back to his lane as well. Just before Festival gets here, too. That is rough. This guy's game is so good now.
At the very least, top lane is going a bit better. I mean, again, Brewmaster's been zoned away a little bit, which is something, but he's still half HP, and he'll have splits and 1 more level. Bottom lane, that's 1 more kill for Draiden Fanclub, a 3rd kill, so they're only 3 kills behind now, but they are a full 2k net worth behind, which is pretty large.
Getting run down there. Not much you could do. Let's see.
Oh, the cast! How did that cast bounce back to Brewmaster? I'm not entirely sure, but it will mean 1 more kill for this dire side top lane. But mid lane where the fun is happening, Breezy R is just diving right now. Wait a minute. He has pulverized. He's 1 point in the uproar, but I think he's just chainsawed to death. Caught at the wrong cliff and now on the wrong end of the swashbuckle of Festival. That's a very important kill for Draiden Fanclub.
Rob hit by 5 times by the Rolling Thunder. I mean, you gotta watch out around those ramps, man. Not much you can do there. There's double bracers, not really assisting him with this either. He needs the BKB to be able to do like anything on this Primal Beast, it feels like, if the enemies have any disables.
Top lane, hoodwink the target, Sasquatch the ganker, confused the dead man.
Yeah, not gonna be able to run down 60 pounds. I'm surprised they're like moving heroes fight the 3 that just rotated up here. I mean, Pango is somewhat close as well. He can come and assist them. You don't have level 6 yet on the Brewmaster. He's not able to primal split. So like, you dive Ricky under the tower, but there's so many dire heroes nearby. There's like no way they finish this guy off successfully, right?
Yeah, I mean, the dust was committed, but again, the silence, ensuring there's no Pulverize quite yet near. No mana for Blink, actually. Pulverize will not kill him, though. Dust didn't put the heal on quite yet, but the Blink away towards Sasquatch. Festival TP's in. Breezy R is dead. Sexy Bonds is incredibly low. Still not 6 yet on Brewmaster. He'll walk away regardless, but this isn't important. I mean, I believe it was 6 kills to 2 in Radiant's favor at one point. Now it's 7 to 6 in Dire's favor. The turnaround.
He was about to go into 60 buns there, but he thought better of it immediately. So I was very concerned that that Ricky almost died there. He had no business going down. And sure, he didn't end up dropping in the end, but his team definitely like almost abandoned him there. Confused?
Confused will pushback Sasquatch. But again, Quap, I think, is fine trading 1 for 1 here. Problem is, it won't be a 1 for 1 trade quite yet until Festival arrives with the roll from the east side of the fight. Brewmaster still not 6 as Pangolier rolls on 2. Hoodwink and Shen the targets. Hoodwink dead. Shen will get stunned by the paralyzing cask. It will again bounce back towards the Shen into a blink strike from near. Brewmaster TP's away, but it's a 2 for 1 in favor of Draiden Fanclub.
Yeah. I take back what I was saying about DOS leveling the wrong skill. When you get bounces like that, definitely, you know, if you have the ability to, yeah, you level paralyzing cask. If you're good at bouncing, you're good at bouncing. back beast back.
Deferring this centaur creep. Was this killing couriers? Wait a minute. No, not more couriers. Okay, the courier didn't die this time. It's been a rough night for couriers, man. Like 3 games in a row, we've seen so many couriers dying, and I thought we were gonna see one more victim.
Yeah. Is he going into the? Okay, never mind. He's just going to go clear creeps. I thought he was going running into the jungle on festival in order to clear out like the centaur, but it had already been like teleported back. They're like, yeah, this thing's an issue. It's just clearing out couriers while they're running trips here. All right. Well, what we got going on right now on these sides here? We haven't touched much on this Urza. He's going for like the Battle Fury build, not interacting with anyone else on the map this game. And yeah, it sees the enemies coming down bottom and just TPs up in the top lane in response to that one. So I think that it's going to do the 1-for-1 trade that we saw in the previous game as well.
And we will see El Clasico, but potentially Radiant could get 2 towers if Breezyar can kill the tower mid. Nier is a defender, not a very strong defender, but a defender nonetheless.
I don't think anyone's gonna be able to take the mid towers here, so just 1-for-1 top and bottom. It looks like, dude, there's no way you should be TPing into this one. This is absolutely. All right, I guess they do. They forced them back.
Yeah, Brewmaster Hoodwink Sharpshooter's on cooldown, but at this point, it's scattering time. This tower is not very healthy, but again, it's alive.
What is Sasquatch doing? All right, let's watch this psycho.
I mean, he's cutting the
pulling
wave.
The creep wave into where? What is his end game?
I mean, if he brings it to the Ricky, maybe he has some farm for your Ricky right there. Speaking of Ricky, him and Pangolier are combining to bring down the Ursa Bear. He wanted no interactions with heroes, but all he finds is interaction with the Mortician of the game. The wave is mid, by the way, from Sasquatch. But as that happens, bottom lane, Doss and Hobbs bring down Sexy Buns with the Doom. It is a 1-for-1 trade with Hobbs dying, but again, that's some space creation right there.
All right. I'm going to be honest with you, because it worked on me, that you're probably so distracted by what the hell this Queen of Pain was doing, dragging the lane all the way from bottom over to the mid lane, where there wasn't even anyone like sitting waiting for it. It was just a Chen pushing this lane, that it distracted them enough for the Doom to be able to set up those 2 kills.
Sasquatch just he's putting him to his death. It is a 1-for-1 trade, and actually might be a 2-for-1 trade. However, question is who gets the 2 right now. Festival is low, Confused is low, Festival is dead. The tower was denied, as you mentioned, but it's a Pulverize that will kill Dawes. Well, I guess your tower gets denied, but again, tower is dead. 3 heroes are dead, and Radiant are strong.
Yep. All right, Lance of Pursuit picked up on Doom. Passed that to Ricky. He's the Pursuit hero. Hand it over. Look at him. Nier is approaching the Doom to take the...
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. This is someone who's going to pursue the enemies.
He is ready to backstab. That is his primary function in life. Backstab the opponents.
Yeah. And I do believe... Yep, Diffusal Blade is coming out of him as well. All right, this is the Ricky's timing. Diffusal Blade, after this, he falls off completely. Not going to be relevant in the next, 10 minutes here. But if he can make something happen, then he might just be a viable hero. I know everyone watching is like, yeah, Ricky's forward 1. He's going to be completely fine. But, bro, this guy's levels do not matter. He's got 1.4 agility per level. And it is the entirety of how his damage is based on with his Cloak and Dagger. He does not farm, regardless of the change to his backstab on creeps. He's got his kill heroes.
And it might just be time right now. Dire have smoked S3. That is a bit of a gang squad with Witch Doctor, Queen of Pain, and Ricky. Looking at Dire's vision. Oh, Radiant also a smoke. 3-on-3 fight. Radiant jungle. Sasquatch again blinks away. Nier silences 2. Don't stun Nier. Nier has to blink away towards his Witch Doctor.
Okay.
Uh-oh. This is a cast stunning around, but they're going to let Doss die, it appears. If Doss has been left to die, he will be the sacrifice, and Dire will leave.
Yeah, that is... Alright, they're going to try to turn on the Confused here.
Big play if it works. Trickster Trader will dodge the onslaught, but Confused again still alive. That's a Pulverize. Sonic Wave on 2 is the counter play. Ricky is low. Confused is lower. Confused is dead, but Radiant want to counter kill. Nier incredibly low. Bumble hit, but there's too much kiting. Too many slows from Dire. And as that happens again, a Doom used on Brewmaster. Another kill bottom lane. So across the map, really good stuff from Draiden Fanclub. Outmaneuvering the side of Reily Feid right now.
Ben hasn't had the opportunity to split this game. Unlucky. What can you do?
Just don't get doomed, I guess. I don't know.
Just simply don't get doomed. He's going for the item scepter first item, just like we used to see on Doom, by the way. So we'll see which one he values the most. He's maxing out his Drunken Brawler as well. It is interesting to see how people adapt to this one. This was my favorite hero in the previous patch. I think it was so good if you like rush a Spirit Vessel and whatnot, and like you can play Rat Out in the late game. It has changed a little bit, but I think you're just super disruptive in team fights, and the amount of uptime that you have with your Brewlings now is kind of insane. So it fits very well with the style if you want to just like constantly run at the enemies. And given that the enemy team's got like a Ricky, I think that you want to be somebody who can constantly run at the enemies.
And the thing is, even if he's not running at the enemies are starting to run at him. So there will be fighting going on, brawling certainly going on at this point.
Yeah.
For looking at Ursa again, he's finished the Battle Fury, so that's a big item to finish. Problem is, Nier's going for a solo kill. I don't think Ursa will die here, especially with the Chen being nearby. Is there a detection? There is a dust, but Nier will walk away in time.
Yeah. Dust on Alrin, not on the Ursa here.
Alright, there's your Primal Split, first one of the game. The Dispel will be used to kill a Pangolier illusion, but other than that, the splits, I guess it's just there at this point. Smoke up. Perhaps they're waiting for the split to end. It ends in 5 seconds. Pangolier has the roll. Blink in by Nier. On to Breezy R. Split ends. Sasquatch blinks in. Everybody blinks in. Primal Beast is incredibly low. Ricky has been broken, however. The tricks to a trade, and Das will kill Breezy R. Nier will escape as Festival rolls, stuns the Hoodwink. Hoodwink gets demolished by Nier and Festival. That's 2 more kills. And suddenly Draiden and Fanclub, I think for the first time all game, are in the lead.
I mean, let's not go crazy saying that Nier was the one who demolished them. That guy did like 700 damage in that last team fight, okay? I don't want anyone creating the illusion that Ricky's some OP hero or anything like that. That man mostly got his ass beat there. All right? That was 100% the Pango's damage, keeping with 2,400 there, as we've seen him just like popping off all game. We gotta give some shout-outs to Festival, man.
He's playing well, yeah. I mean, he had a really good game 1. He's having a really good game 3 as well right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk up Ricky, though. You know, you have a friend of yours called Ricky. He is a big fan of the hero, so I'm trying to look out for him.
Yeah. My good pal R Cryptic. God, I miss him. I haven't cast with him in like a month or something like that.
Well, Pangolier was having a great game. Problem is, oh, never mind, he has the Diffusal Blade. He slows Primal Beast. Ursa was too slow to get in range. And again, Festival with the outplays.
Yeah, he might like just go back on him one more time on Festival and him with another Swashbuckle and just like completely drain this Primal Beast's mana.
Oh, Radiant have such a good ward right now. They see Nier as well. He blinks towards Alra, and Hobbs blinks in again, and they will kill Chen, but Breeziar wants to counterplay. He goes in with the trample, hitting 2 heroes of Doom on Primal Beast, but Dire are collapsing. Ricky low, Pangolier low, Ricky dead. Pangolier will stun the Primal Beast, so it will be at least another kill. Problem is, Dire's cores are just so low. Confused, will try to hunt Cask Sons, the Ursa Bear. Festival actually walks away. That fight was so close to being a disaster. But Draiden and Fanclub again turning around.
Yeah, I mean, get the Doom off onto the Primal Beast off and just like being able to continue to pursue these heroes. He is like one of the most. I thought he was most farmed hero in the game, but he's like second most farmed on his team. He's not like the most farmed hero. So at that point, he's just kind of like walking around like a creep, want to be able to like spam out your relatively low cooldown skills. So a nice predator targeting there by the Doom. We're probably going to see fights pick up in just a moment here. We're getting close to the BKBs in a lot of heroes. Pango almost has one. Doom almost has one. And Ursa's like well on his way to one, too. Primal Beast just finished up his. So in a moment, we're going to see like these 2 teams clashing because they're both very close to their timings. And they want to shut down the enemy the moment that they hit theirs. And that is when these BKBs arrive.
It is Avatar form time, and I mean, once these BKBs come out, suddenly who's favoring the team fights?
Yeah.
Is it suddenly Radiant are they stronger with their BKBs, or are Dire BKBs off the counter? Like who's stronger at that point?
Let's see if the BKBs did. God, I'd say definitely the Radiant team. These fights extend, the BKBs come out. If you can't like finish them off with the Pango abilities or like Pain burst damage or like the initial Ricky jump, then the Radiant is definitely stronger. So BKB is definitely favoring the Radiant team.
Being multiple jumps right now, but Radiant get the more valuable one. They trade Pangolier for Chen. Radiant very happy with that one. And again, both the Pangolier and the Chen were showing on opposing wards, but Dire do not get the happy kill. They do stop the Roshan from being killed, however, and they have a little bit of eyes on the Brewmaster, but Radiant have counterplay. They look for Hobbs. Oh, a 3-man Centaur sound from the Doombringer to a 3-man Sonic Wave. Nier blinks in, but again, the Primal split. Queen of Pain is being locked down. Death Ward is on the way. Breeziar is far too tanky to care about Death Ward. Sasquatch blinks to the north side. We're seeing a Doom on Ursa, but Hobbs is attempting to escape. Ricky again blinks in. Sasquatch dead, but the trade is for Breeziar. Karan is 1/3 HP running away. Ricky is trying to hunt. Cannot find the right angle. The Doom has ended as the Cyclone from the Earth Storm Bruling has put Doss in the air. Sharpshooter is on the way. Hits the Ricky actually, and Ricky is dead. Festival finally respawning is rolling on Brewmaster, but the fight has been lost. It is too late. You may get one counter kill, but the fight is still lost.
Yeah. Ursa's Blinker comes off cooldown in a second. He might try to go on these people.
Ooh, Bushwhack was missed, but Doss, he's still dead.
Not going to be able to finish off that Pango, though. I mean, the moment you get on top of him, he's just going to swashbuckle away from you one more time. And now they're going to go back to the Roche Pit. I mean, Doom on cooldown for another 100 seconds. No Rolling Thunder available. No Sonic Wave. They know there's just like no way they can stop him. But someone needs to tank up the Roshan for like part of this. Otherwise, Ursa's going to be sitting relatively low. Because, you know, no lifesteal on this guy. No lads on any of the heroes that are up right now. Like, you're working on one on Brewmaster right now. But, yeah, forced back there. No one to tank it. So I correct myself there.
I've seen him walk in the Roshan pit twice with Aegis on the mind, but twice he's come up short. Mid lane, there's a roll-up being used by Festival. Actually, okay, then not sure what the interaction was on that one, but Festival is alive. And I think the fight's over.
He picked up a creep beside the Pango, didn't he?
Maybe. That's hard to tell with him, but the unit model size.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about at the start. He's underneath the creep wave and he can't see the creep wave.
And Ricky is just, he still wants to go in right now. He has Yasha, but he needs this Manta, I think, to purge everything. A lot of cool stuff to purge this game. Wait, Sasquatch is blinking in. Bit of an odd fight. Dire choose their target as... Oh, come on. Not the right time for this pause.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure... DC, he not talking. Okay. I'm pretty sure this pause favors the Dire team pretty heavily. So, well, look at what we got right now. I got Pango in the air. He's going to be able to adapt to this one relatively quick. He doesn't have a BKB available, but we actually just finished one on Doom, who's down. Actually, yeah. If Doom's down to the bottom lane, he just finishes BKB. He's not going to be there in time. This actually favors the Radiant. Primal Split on cooldown for 10 seconds. We got Sonic Wave available now as well. Like the Pango doesn't die though. I don't know, man. Pretty sus. This is sus stuff right here.
It's definitely not the perfect time for the pause, but these things happen in Dota sometimes. Even on land, these things happen a lot, so yeah. Not too shocking with online amateur Dota that we see these pauses. Okay, so Dire already, Radiant
definitely
accept
bails,
it. Here we go. Sonic Wave hits 2. Breeziar's been knocked back. Festival now pops the Rolling Thunder, choosing Proudbeast as targets. Proudbeast will BKB. Ricky gets annihilated on the south side, however. That's the main carry dead. Sasquatch blinks away, but again, he cannot escape. He'll die to Sexy Buns, it appears. He'll ambulate himself, but he's still dead. 3 kills for Karan. Karan wants a 4th kill. Heads towards Festival. Ursa is disarmed, but he's hitting. Flashbuckle away. Will hit on 3, but Pangolier is just too slow. An ultra kill for Karan.
He just does too much. Yeah, he didn't even finish the BKB on the Ursa this fight. He just ends up killing the Ricky. Ricky gets absolutely like nothing done there. The only one who would hit anyone in that team fight on the Dire side, what was the Pango, man? He's the only one who even touched anybody. Nobody else did a single point of damage. He was just running away from them. Doom is just too far away. I thought for sure, okay, Radiant backs off here. There's no way they want to fight into this. No, like, you know, so close to so many things here. They managed to make that one worse. They're just going to get a free Roshan for this one as well.
Oh no, Hobbs went for a bit of a hero play, dooming the Brewmaster. It certainly will not
But then
kill.
he just gets stunned by the Earth Panda the moment he throws that one down, and he just walks away afterwards.
Wait, Roshan is still alive. Probably shouldn't be, but it's still alive. Wait, the Sasquatch? There's no way, right? There's no way.
The Sasquatch is This is a psychotic man. You know, he's not well.
Oh, I thought he had it.
No.
Thought for a second he had it, but he's now amuleted himself. Problem is, there's a Ricky.
Oh!
Wait, no, he's still dead.
Oh.
Interesting. That's the problem with playing with a Ricky on your team, is you can't go for that kind of Shadow Amule play. They have protection all the time.
Yeah. It's a nice try, though. I really don't like the Shadow Amulet nerfs, by the way. I changed it down to 15 seconds. True Dota is when you can sit there for like a minute and then make a play out of it. Item nerfed. Not fair.
Was that one of those changes where they made it for like pub games? People will stop AFK emulating?
Yeah. It was made to like anti-grief. But the most like fucked up part about that is that like sitting there for like 30 plus seconds, Shadow Amulet was a legitimate strategy in the previous patch where Stormfear was being spammed.
Especially
people would just like
Shadow.
Bane. Yeah, people would Shadow Amulet Bane and wait for Stormfear to like ball down a lane because the only way to deal with them. So it's like a viable strategy that isn't the case anymore because of pub griefing.
Uh-oh, the balling is continuing. Primal Beast is your point guard, and he will absolutely dunk on Dawson in the mid lane. We're at the point now where Dire have glyphed. They will kill the mid wave, but again, there's another mid wave coming in, so this will only be a very brief respite from towers being sieged. We're at the point where it's only a 2k net worth lead, but it's going to grow very soon.
Yeah, it gets worse and worse from this. Oh?
Whoa, Sasquatch again. Bit of a bold play on that one. Oh no, the stun! The extra stun there from the I believe the Earth Panda ends up stunning him there.
Yeah. One of the nice things about this, I mean, when you're playing it against the Ricky, is spell immunity. He can be inside the smoke cloud. Ricky, you know, would be safe against most heroes, but he just throws out a hurl boulder, 2-second stun.
Oh, there's your
plenty of time to follow up.
He manages to dust off, but again, Breezyar will pulverize the backlines. He is not doomed, but he's still dead, actually. Wait a minute, is this your turnaround? Your Doombringer is broken, Radiant are running away. And they will run away. They will let Breezyar make the dumb dive and die, and the remainder of the team will run away.
Yeah. Multiple level of 3, yeah. So, they ended up going down. I mean, he had the extra stun duration there on the Infernal Blade is what ended up finishing off the Primal Beast, but he went too far forward without his BKB available. Those guys got to be a lot more careful. It doesn't have much armor either. I mean, again, I think a lot of the damage that killed him was the ward, right? And the Witch Doctor.
I believe
he's
so.
only sitting at 7 armor at this point. Yeah, so maybe he gets himself like a Lotus Orb or something like that pretty quickly here, and that way you can just discourage like the Doom dropping this onto some targets as well. He's going for an Aghanim Scepter on Doom now, so he might just go for AoEs if pick up the Lotus Orb though.
Unfortunate smoke from Draiden Fanclub. 5-man smoke almost found Brewmaster, but it's just a little bit too late. Speaking of 5-man smokes, ooh, this could be a 5-man smoke next from the side of Reily Feid.
Dude, no cares if Sasquatch runs into this one. It looks like he's going to. Yeah.
Yep, that is your smoke blown, but again, Breezyar has Pulverize. Finds the Pangolier, Hobbs blinks in, canceling it, and the roll-up comes out in time. So now, Primal Beast is doomed, Karam blinks in, hitting the Doom. Again, Primal Beast still alive, Sonic Wave, blink in by Sasquatch, trying to finish the job. Ursa will lose his Edith, Sasquatch still cannot kill Primal Beast. He will lose his life for his efforts, it appears. Now Karan is forced to BKB. Somehow nobody dead still. Festival still is rolling around. Hobbs blinks in, finding the Brewmaster with his Infernal Blade. Festival still rolling. Breezyar makes a suicidal engagement, but he has a full team. The lockdown is not enough, however.
Split.
Oh, split up in 2, but he's dead! And there's a gem on the floor as well. Manta used by Nier, blinking forward for more, finding Confused, as Swashbuckle is used on the Chen. Scurry, activated, will save Confused. But Edis was lost, 3 heroes were lost, the gem was lost, your tier 2 tower is going to be lost. Draiden Fanclub, a huge rout in that team fight.
I mean, well, one thing we did have a game expert Xeriscape pointing out at the beginning of this game is the fact that they are not great at taking towers. So even though they lose that team fight, like on their own side of the map there, you're just forced to back up afterwards on Dire side of this one. So Draiden Fanclub doesn't gain anything from winning these fights. That's another thing that I really don't like about Ricky. You know, great damage against units, but usually want your kid to be a building hitter as well. Nobody hits buildings. Shout out Xeriscape.
I found the buff that Ricky needs. Backstab towers.
Yeah, okay.
Think about it, right? You get the damage, but it's not risky. You get the position all the way on the back side of the tower. That's really far away from safety a lot of the time.
Which side of the tower is the back side of the tower?
Side facing away from the lens. Yeah, look at top D3, right? Top D3 faces this direction. Backside would be this angle here.
I see.
That's it. How that wouldn't be OP, would it? Maybe. Probably. Actually, probably would be.
Probably. I don't know. It would be a silly concept. I can tell you that much.
I mean, so are a lot of things. I mean, we have an ability called Voodoo Switcheroo, and we have Chen Eggs. Not Chen Eggs. We have a Centaur Egg. That's the one.
What is that ability even called? Like wagging up?
Yeah, wagging up, I believe. So I mean, we have that in the game.
I made that up. There's no way it's called wagging up. Let me open.
Hitch a ride. It's called Hitch a ride.
All right, that's just as bad.
Bot T1 is dead, by the way. Radiant at long last have finished the T1 tower bottom lane. Again, game state very tenuous. Technically, Dire have a 2k net worth lead, but they also have a Doom on their team, so it's more like a 2k net worth deficit if we're looking at like normal heroes that don't have to Devour.
Yeah, and again, I don't think this Riki hero scales incredibly well into the late game, and the Ursa is going to scale pretty well. I mean, look at the net worth difference between the position ones in this game. Wait,
yeah, it's a 6,000 net worth difference. Dire choose a fight bottom lane. Sonic Wave hits on, I believe, nobody thanks to the Primal Split being utilized to dodge it. Now Riki blinks in for more. Vessel is used on Confused. Sasquatch is blinking and hunting, but the scurrying is the counterplay. The Brewlings are still distracting the remainder of the side of Draiden Fanclub. Confused will TP away in the Brewlings. Wait a minute. That's a Brewmaster trying to TP. Is there a bash in time? No, there is. Yes, there is actually. Yes, there is. At the last second. At the last possible second from the Riki, I believe. That was his bash.
They both bash at the same time there.
Mid lane. There's a Doom on Primal Beast. So Nier and Hobbs. Wait a minute. This is a massive win. 2 cores are dead. Wait a minute.
I mean, here's the thing. What are you going to get from this? Roshan is dead. The creep wave's on your side of the map. Like they had like 2k net worth lead before they killed these 2 core heroes, right?
It's 3k now.
It's 3k. They get so little for so much. You're not even gonna get any more of the map right now. It looks like Doss is boarding up his own jungle. In fact, like right now, they're pushing the waves to your side of the map while all this is going on. You might get a little bit of damage down to the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, but you get so little for making these plays right now just because of your hero line.
Yeah, I'm sure at some point, eventually, they'll get what they need. Oh, oh no, Roshan spawned. You just saw that, right? 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Oh no, that's a very late spawn. That is not good for Draiden Fanclub. They have the awards for the Roshan and everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, 2 minutes from now, you're just going to have complete, like, it could be anyone's pit at that point. You're very close to a couple important items on Draiden I keep on getting these backwards. You're close to a couple items here on Reily Feid. Like Aghanim Scepter is almost on the Hoodwink. That update is pretty cool. You just finished up the MKB on the Ursa.
Big items.
Close to Lincoln Sphere on Brewmaster.
Alright, seems like there's some danger on the side of the Dire jungle for the Dire. Sasquatch gets annihilated by Karan. The gems on the floor. We're seeing a roll around being used by Festival. BKB is being used by both teams. Hobbs finds the Brewmaster, but again, Doom is actually still on cooldown. So that means there will be a split used to stun Doss. Onslaught has been activated by Breezy-R, stunning 2 heroes on the east side of the fight. Doss forces himself away, but the Doombringer will be lost. Festival attempts to save Hobbs. Is incredibly low, but no. The Aghanim Scepter on the Primal Beast ensures there is no blink away by the Doom. Witch Doctor will die all the way under his tier 4 tower. Dire will attempt to counter with their Glyph, but again, this Aghanim Scepter uproar is coming in clutch right there, ensuring that Dire cannot chase.
Yeah, and now on your side, you can't do anything about this. They get to back up, just set up around the pit themselves, and reclaim control of the enemy team's jungle. They have wards to do this right now? No, unfortunately they don't. I imagine sending them out pretty quickly though. But yeah, you definitely want to get rid of these observer wards.
Oh no, Nier. That's an incredibly bold play. High risk, low reward. He wanted something.
Oh no.
Luckily he has buyback, but that is not a good death right there. Festival's roll is ending in very soon. He's still stunning, but this T3 is dead. This is very bad. Breeziar, he dives tier 4s again. He gets stunned by a cast, I believe.
Another couple seconds. He's gonna die from this, man.
As a dead Primal Beast, Ricky buys back Dire, attempt to turn around. Karan is stunned. He's now doomed. It's a big AoE doom from Hobbs. Carries their BKBing now. The racks have fallen, so Radiant will lose heroes in the retreat, but they got what they came for. However, how many heroes can Dire kill? Confused and Alloran other targets. Alloran is dead. Sexy Buns on the north side. Confused dies on the south side. Back to the north side again. Sexy Buns is nuking. He's TPing. Is there a cancel in time? Where are the bashers? Not there in time! So it is 4 dead on the side of Reily Feid. A costly march away from the Dire base, but that is an entire top set of racks taken. And Roche Jonas finally responds.
Walking up there with all the confidence in the world when, you know, maybe you could have waited a little bit longer. You have that BKB on the Primal Beast. I think that play goes completely different. He was just like sudden locked into magic damage. Is what ended up like finishing him off there. If you could have like continued to run with those heroes, it would have been completely fine. And now you lose Roche for it. I mean, at least I think you lose Roche for it.
I mean, he is backstabbing. Yeah. He's backstabbing. All is well.
Now. Yeah. So he's doing a reasonable amount of damage at this point. They're not going to be able to get over there in time.
Where does the shard go for the Dire? And we'll find out. We're going to find out soon. Apparently the answer is Ricky. Wait, did you say a bird tried to deny the Aegis? If that actually worked from Alran.
That would have been funny if it worked. Wait, did he hurricane it in?
Yeah, he hurricaned it in there.
Yeah. Alright, it's like a next level attempt.
It wasn't that far away from working, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're not paying attention, like, okay, whole enemy team's dead. We have vision like around the pit. Like, you might leave the Aegis down on the ground for a second if you're deciding who gets it. And that's when it would work. But under like normal circumstances, if you know that it's coming, then you know you're never gonna get the attack animation off before it picks up the Aegis.
Well, it's got a very slow attack animation too.
Yeah.
Let alone the attack, it's a slow attack.
Yeah. Yeah. But he almost snuck up on him and did it. That was a nice catch, or a nice attempt there. Almost next level play there by Alran.
It's one of those plays maybe only works like 1% of the time, but that one time it does work. Oh, DOS, you are so incredibly dead. But the one time it does work, that's one of those players you get tipped, the casters freak out like, oh my god, he's so good at Shen, so I might as well go for it.
Nah. Alright, Primal Beast doesn't want to fight into the enemy. What? Make up your mind, my man. He's going to teleport up to the top lane. Change his mind?
I believe that is a Doom used bottom lane, but popping a Lincoln's actually not ideal. Hobbs could have doomed himself, but chose not to. Now he'll get stunned by Primal Beast and the Brewmaster. He'll BKB attempting to run away. He'll Ogre Seal Club, Ogre Seal Totem to the east, but the problem is Ricky is going to attempt to escape. Sasquatch is dead, Ricky blinks to him, and now Radiant will get stunned by Hobbs' Centaur Stomp, but again, Hobbs will lose his life. That is 3 heroes now dead. Festival is attempting to roll away. He'll TP on top of that. Nier, I think, is fine. There is a gem in the inventory of Sexy Buns, but not quite in range.
Wait, they know where Nier is? Oh, okay.
Danger.
Dart. Yeah. I mean, that's where you put the Aghanim Scepter on, or sorry, the Aghanim Shard on the Ricky. That dart, I think that saved his life right there. They didn't have any detection of him, but like knew where he was. I think. Did anyone have any? No, you had Gem on Brewmaster, so if like Brew caught up, then you would be able to get him, but Ricky's probably gonna get away. I don't think anything stops them from just walking up the high ground right now. I mean, Doom is still on cooldown. You feel stronger than them. Ricky's kind of falling off at this point. Plus, you have Earth Panda with Demolish, just like up. Look how much damage. It's like 100 damage per auto attack on this building.
Building, not having a good time right now. And again, Doom just got his buyback. Actually, will use it. Even if he doesn't have Doom, he still wants to engage in this fight, forcing the Radiant out of their own base, out of the Dire side base. Confused?
That's not him.
Oh no, the Aghanims.
You got decoyed. You got hoodwinked.
They have just been hoodwinked indeed. Dire engaged. They're desperately trying to fight, but they're losing a lot of heroes. Pangolier is low. Pangolier will BKB and swashbuckle away. However, Nier is being kited as well. Stunned by Bushwhack. He will lose the Aegis. So now he only has 1 life remaining. Hobbs will hit Breezy R. He's half HP now, stunned by the Centaur Stomp. Primal Beast will lose his life, but again, we're at the point now where Hobbs is still being kited around, but again, it's a Primal Split from Sexy Buns, finding Doss. Ricky is now broken. Radiance, they need Karan to kill the Ricky, but he can't get on top of the Ricky right now. Hobbs will doom himself, running at Karan. Karan will man fight, demolishing the Doom. That's one way to end the Doom right there. Kill the Doombringer, but it's a trade for the Ursa Bear. Now Radiance, only 2 alive, will attempt to escape. Lincoln's has been popped. Swashbuckle will bash. Dire, the Sleep Dart. That's the stun you need, allowing time to bring in the cavalry, bring in the damage, and bring down the Brewmaster again. 4 lost, and this time they won't even get a barracks, just a tower.
Yeah. Okay. What we saw right there, I wanted to highlight like amazing team fight there, them turning that one around. But we saw Doom get baited by the new Aghanim Scepter and the self cast there. The Ursa had used Overpower. This is a dispellable ability. If you just click the Doom onto the Ursa there, Overpower gets dispelled. Doom doesn't end up dying. Like that is the one weakness of the self cast of the Doom. It does not dispel the enemies.
I've seen an unfortunate play where the time he doomed the Brewmaster, it was the wrong play, but then again, he doomed himself, also the wrong play. So what can you do right there?
Yeah. Outside of that, excellent job. I mean, they do end up losing the tier 3, but you're doing an amazing job of just like kiting the heroes around in that team fight. Once they lose the Primal Beast, it feels like everything just falls apart. You don't have them to like chase or lock down. Well, it looks like they're about to lose Primal Beast again. They can snowball off this and actually manage to get this kill.
BKB in turn. Festival is still incredibly low, and they stun Ricky under the tower, actually. Ricky has no buyback. He'll attempt to blink away. He blinks to the north side, onto the high ground. Alarin is dead. Breeziar is still on the run. Now, bashed by Swashbuckle. Doss, he'll Yules himself. He's incredibly low, but Dire have an incredibly important target. One more bash. The raid boss, half HP, low on mana. Chen buys back. Breeziar again is stunned by Cast. In come your buybacks. In come your TPs. Radiance, attempt to pursue. But it will be a clean retreat for Draiden Fanclub, somehow, some way.
When they bring it back, now 2k net worth advantage on the side of Draiden Fanclub. Oh my god, this net worth chart, it looks like a heartbeat, man.
This is what we would call a heart attack right here. Heart attack graph right there.
Yeah.
You would diagnose this as arrhythmia. You would give the patient 5 minutes to live at this point.
Mm-hmm. All right, we talked about lack of disable, and it has a little bit of an issue for the side of... God, again and again with me. We talked about how the lack of disable is a little bit of an issue for Reily Feid, especially after they lose the Primal Beast. If he's not like getting on top of them, constantly with Onslaught and Pulverize. He's finished up an Aghanim Scepter on the Witch Doctor. This is actually going to be huge damage in these team fights. He's got the Witch Doctor, or sorry, the Death Ward cast attack range talent as well. So it's going to be pretty big damage if he hits the enemies with it.
Yeah, it's funny. You asked me in the draft, have you seen the Witch Doctor changes? I mentioned, this is the only thing I mentioned, is the Witch Doctor, the true strike difference. And here we go.
The true strike is a pretty big deal against the Brewmaster, you're right.
Dire, smoke is 5, Radiance. Also smoke is 5. Dire smoke is ended. Ricky's illusion.
They need to just hold their hill instead of walking. Again, Sasquatch is the worst person you can walk into. It doesn't really matter that much if you bring him down, and he managed to get away. Nice dodge there by Festival as well.
Hobbs will doom on the Ursa. Also hitting the Hoodwink. The 2-man stun. The Sonic Wave. Ursa is certainly lost to death. He's forced and will use to use buyback. Now, Primal Beast taking a lot of damage. He'll BKB looking to turn. Queen of Pain again, a target. Death Ward activated, bouncing around right now, doing some damage. But again, Sasquatch will tank a Bushwhack. I don't think he's dead. He'll barely escape. The Brewlings are chasing Queen of Pain. He will attempt to TP on the north side. Just no, he actually gets away there. And now Radiance, having used a buyback on their carry, want to pursue. Decoy is on the way. So is Sharpshooter. But Dire retreated.
Yeah. I mean, didn't manage to get the Wind Panda on top of Sasquatch there, so he wasn't able to dispel the Glimmer Cape and then throw the boulder out. So that's what you get for flooding up your Brewlings there. A little bit of a mistake, but excellent job jumping on the Ursa in the backline. Again, if you can get the Doom off on this guy, he doesn't activate his rage. He doesn't Earthshock to get more rages off. He does no damage because he doesn't really have any attack speed either. He is 100% your target. And because of that, like, you know, I think his teammates need to just like constantly drop either Lincoln Spheres onto him, or he needs to pick up a Lincoln Sphere himself. If he dies one more time, the game is just over.
Ricky, Again, going for the hero play. Breeziar is the counter play, but Beast is being demolished. He's incredibly low. He's being chainsawed right now. Primal Beast low. He'll attempt to uproar, but he cannot get away. Primal Beast is dead. He will also buy that. Brady have key buybacks now on cooldown. Karam blinks in for Sasquatch. Sasquatch blinks away. The wrong target has been chosen. Karam will BKB, attempting to fight his way out with Breeziar. Dire, have Festival low. Swashbuckle, roll up, bolt activated. Festival somehow again not dead. Dire, Karan blinks in, finally killing Festival as Breeziar and company chase down Doss. Pangolier has bought back, but the Doom of Karan, that's a dieback! Alrin is on the low. He's incredibly low. He'll go invis. He'll TP away at this point. But this late game is just incredibly chaotic. Oh my lord.
110 seconds without the Arsa. I'm not sure they're going to be able to stall for this long. I think they lose me here. They need to go all in and try to close this game out. I think like waiting around the Roche pit would be a waste of time. But again, we talked about this 10, 15 minutes ago. You want to push. Unfortunately, heroes are very slow at this.
They have to go. They have to get something out of that dieback, right? They have to get something.
They have to, but they're not doing it. They're just on their side of the map now.
Oh no, go. Run it down. Run it down the middle lane. Do something.
Do something, please. Badger is begging you.
I'm begging the people.
The man is losing his mind watching this.
I've watched so many of this stuff. There we go. Is that something? That's not something.
No, it would be great if Roshan were to respawn, but we have like a longer spawn timer here.
It's twice in a row. It's hurt this team. Twice in a row, the long respawn has screwed over Draiden Fanclub. Oh no, he just walked outside the pits.
Yeah, I imagine they'll go back in a second. Please go back in a second. Because that's what. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
No, yeah, they see it, but again, 50 seconds until Ursa's back up. You know, you do have a reasonable amount of time to just like play around the pit, spam out like sharpshooters and bushwhacks into there, and potentially slow it down. They're not wasting any time though. They're going straight in. You need to let Ricky backstab. You gotta hurry this one up. So yeah, it looks like they will end up beating the Roshan from this one. Thankfully, they did play around the pit, but again, they take that last team fight. They get like almost nothing from it. They got what, the tier 2 mid lane because you kind of sacked it on Radiant, and you got the Aegis. I don't think they need to give up the tier 2 even. I think if they knew they were inside the Roche, but then they would have been fine to hang around the tier 2 and defend that.
Ricky has been a real big fan of Roshan this game. Got the free Aghanim Shard, now a free Aghanim Scepter. And that Tricks of the Trade buff might be the damage. You mentioned damage problems. That might be, again, pushing his window further back, giving him more time to be powerful this game.
Yes, Pocket Ricky, big fan here. Thank you, Reddit. You do wonders for this game.
Okay, I don't think he's going to be inside an allied hero. He just wants the extra attack count and cast rage.
Is that not what it is, though? You hop in your ally's pocket. Reddit
listen,
got
that part
ruined this game.
That part is irrelevant. I don't care what Reddit adds to this game. What I care about is the other parts of the ability.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I do care immensely about what Reddit adds to this game, but
it has ruined this game. Yes.
I don't want to think about. I don't want to think about Reddit right now. I'm in a good mood.
All right. Looks like Ricky feels confident enough. I mean, you see the entire enemy team up on the top group wave, so he ends up clearing out this tier 2 here. Second last one on the Radiant side, so 2 lanes are now open, as long as they keep at least one shoved in. We finally see them getting a little bit of map control, but again, they've been the net with advantage for like a reasonable amount of time now. It swung back the other way for a bit. Now we're like a 20k net worth advantage, and it's still not extremely comfortable just walking up at the high ground to do their heroes, man.
I think both teams are wary of their buybacks. I mean, Pangolier, Ursa, Primal Beast, all have buyback on a somewhat sizable cooldown. Any of those 3 heroes die, it's a very, very big deal.
Yep. All right, they're smoked up and leaving their base. They're not cowards here on Reily Feid, okay? They're built differently. You know, if it was them in the lead here, they would be pushing bases regardless of not having any building damage.
Oh no, Ricky! Oh no! He mantas. He's attempting to escape. He has 2 lives. 1 maybe lost. In comes a Doom, perhaps. Was it again? I'm not sure who was on. I think it's on Lincoln's, actually. And now Ricky will lose 1 life. There's a roll still going around now from Vessel, but Dire are getting demolished in this team fight currently. Ricky returns. Again, his Lincoln's is popped. He'll Tricks to the Trade. Breezy all get cast stunned. Dire are being kited to the low ground into the river. Sasquatch will blink away, it appears, and he will escape, but so far, despite his not good, however, Dire find Karan isolated on the north side. Abyssal Blade, the blink, the swashbuckle, the kill on Karan! That is a dieback. In comes more. Breezy R, he's in the middle of everything, but he's the other man without the buyback. He's half HP, quarter HP, 0 HP. A dieback on Breezy R! That's 2 diebacks! Your 2 biggest cores cannot return to the game! In 49 minutes, at long last, Draiden and Fanclub appear to have broken this game wide open.
I hope so. I mean, again, you do have the ability to defend your base. You do relatively low building damage, but then you just send somebody out and start cutting like this mid-wave at this very moment. Unfortunately, no one is sneaking around. In fact, there's a festival up in the top lane. Yeah, it looks like you're stopping Confused from leaving the base there. Doing exactly what I just mentioned. So tier 3 going to go down. They're going to lose at least 1 Rax here, potentially 2.
This tower, it's trying to fight, but it's
what
lost its fight.
What's the fortified change again? The fortified change. You get fortify after the mid tier 3 goes down.
We'll get one more glyph now on this radiant side, thanks to the refresh there.
Okay, so maybe they won't get 2 sets of Raxes. They'll get 1 for sure, but there's other ones start be cutting it close. It's possible, like, you know.
They can go 2 racks. Wait, they're blinking for Brewmaster. Doom. It's available in 7 seconds. The Gleipnir, the Abyssal Blade. Brewmaster gets 4-staffed, an important 4-staff. Sonic Wave will bring Confused away from this fountain. But again, Dire, are they diving too far? They're at the edge of the fountain. Split, activated. DOS will Voodoo Switcheroo. Sasquatch blinks away again to the east side. This T3 tower in the bottom lane. It's half HP. Ursa returning in just 3 seconds now. Storm Panda. Correction, Doss's Yules puts him in the air. Cast, flying, Dire. Now retreat. Sasquatch, the only man hitting the buildings, will now escape. So only a set of racks middle for Draiden Fanclub.
Yeah. They didn't end up dropping the second fortify there, so I think that they're trying to bait them into the base, or hoping that they think they can finish off this second set of racks. I mean, this would be your opportunity to turn the game back around in your favor if they overcommit here.
He's half HP, correction, 1/3 HP on Hobbs. And now it's time to leave. Ooh, this is tense.
Fighting them a little bit too difficult, so they're not going to be able to chase them down. But yeah, game is evened out at this point. Both teams with 1 set of racks.
We're at the point now where these T3 towers, I mean, they're an endangered species. There's 1 T3 left in the top lane. That's it. The tier 2 keeping it alive for the time being.
Yeah. Win probability was starting to spike like very heavily in favor of the Dire in the middle of that push there. But now I believe it's, you know, Gamon's calmed down. He said, okay, it's not over yet. Racks are even. Things are going to reset. The buyback's available again pretty soon once they pick up the gold for them. So honestly, game's still wide open. I think this is either team's game. You make 1 mistake in the late game. This 52 minutes that we're currently at. Either team could win. Wouldn't say that, even though there's a 31k net worth advantage, I wouldn't say that either team is like in a super good position. They're super far ahead.
Wait, Hobbs, he's smoked. He has a Doom. He's ready to Doom, and he will not use it yet, but he finds the Hoodwink. Huge bushwhack, but the counterplay is not enough. Confused is dead, has no buyback. Radiant engaged with the Tri-Camp desperately. They must win this fight. They may get the Doom, and they will get the Doom. The Doom was not off in time, but he has the buyback. Radiant now begin to reposition. Shen is chain stunned by Pangolier as Ricky runs down Breezy R. Breezy R is disarmed, quarter HP, now slept, but still not dead. He will onslaught away to safety. And Dire will focus down the Brewmaster, who is again on the north side of the fight, still in the Tri-Camp, cutting around the Dire, but he's been left to die. He does have a buyback. He will eventually, yeah, he will die.
Yeah, I mean, you have to let him go down there. The fact that they managed to get the Doom, he bought back, and they disengaged afterwards is very good. Doom is essentially the most important hero on the Dire side right now. If Ursa can blow him up before he gets anything off in this next fight, I think they could just like push in their base and win. As long as the Ursa does not get like doomed, like disabled and killed, he can easily fight into anybody on the Dire side right now.
Once again, the targets. You see a rock throw delaying the siege, but only temporarily. Now Draiden Fanclub, wait, there's a glyph. Buying time, but will not save the Merrics, barring a very, very bold play.
My second set of racks down. They get 1 step closer. Tier 2 still standing, so there's nothing more for them to gain in the base here. It's going to walk away. We'll figure out when Roche is going to respawn in the next 20 seconds here. Ricky Pies is a very late game BKB just now, by the way. I imagine he's going to replace his boots with this.
It's a big deal, actually. Oh, wait a minute. Festival is stunned. He's very stunned. He's very dead. He thought he could get the wave, but he got annihilated there. Doom will doom himself, looking for Ursa, who is BKB, but still muted. Brewmaster, Pangolier, both buybacks. Soundwave hits on 4. Near blinks in. The huge cataclysmic team fight in the top racks right now. Doom will buyback, but won't be the trade. Ursa's incredibly low, but he just got buyback again. He's used his buyback. It's now 5v4 in Radiant's favor. Onslaught in by Breezy R, finding Sasquatch, the pulverize, the kill on Queen of Pain. She has no buyback. Near is man fighting, looking for Hoodwink. She is dead, but has a buyback. Again, they're kiting around Karan, but he has status resistance. Dire are running out of fighters. Near half HP. Manta, he's trying to run, but again, Festival engages. Radiant are beginning to die, but Primal Beast is in. He has no care for his own mortality. Only a team fight win. Near again. He's been detected. Sharpshooters tanked by Doss. Near low. Doss low. Doss dead. Near blinks in further, killing Alrin, but it will be at the cost of his life. Dire lose just so many heroes. Festival, he needs to escape. He has no buyback. If he dies here, it will be a disaster. The Storm Panda is chasing the Cyclone in the air. The Radiant, no! This man has no buyback! Oh, it's an absolute disaster for Festival. The Abyssal Blade, the E-Blade, roll up the counterplay. Festival's trying to escape. He'll get near on 3 again, swashbuckling. He has no Blink Dagger. He's trying to escape. Sharpshooter, again, will hit. Boss, buybacks. TP's to Outpost. Radiant, want to pursue with the Storm Bruling. He chooses Witch Doctor. Festival may escape. But again, we had dieback on Doss. If he dies, he'll cast only on 1. Ricky buys back, TP to the Outpost. Buddha Switcher roots the counterplay. Radiant now retreat. My lord! That is an absolute chaotic team fight.
Not possible if they did not have cooldown reduction from the Spell Prism on this Pangolier. Not only did he perfectly kite away from that Ursa and have these things that make him invulnerable, every step that he made, he either got played absolutely perfectly with that one or got insanely lucky. In fact, it was both a couple of times. As he was escaping from the Ursa, every time he swashbuckled away, he made sure to disable the Ursa's Blink Dagger as he was going. Or he got caught on the very edge of a Chain Lightning jump from this Gleipnir. That was crazy. Festival goes down there, they 100% lose that game. Him surviving is the only reason they are still in this. Nier did have to buy back, but at this point they get another chance.
He bought so much time, too.
Festival gave them another chance there.
He's playing so well, and you mentioned it earlier in the game, and he's only been playing even better. 3 Ags for Dire. I think about the Queen of Pain. We see a cheese on Queen of Pain as well, and a Refresher Star. So everything going to Sasquatch this case, other than the Aegis.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a piss break there for Karan.
57-minute mandated. Yeah, of course. Admin says every 15 minutes, every 2 hours you're allowed 15 minutes break for this kind of thing, and we have been on a best of 3 series, so makes sense. My God, they were so close to losing there. And again, I was saying this is anyone's game at that point. Like, you'd expended the buybacks to the Dire side. This 30k net worth advantage, it means you have a couple items on them, but it's all about execution in these team fights at this point, and you very nearly got out executed by Reily Feid. Oh, I'm losing my mind here.
I think everyone is at this point. I mean, it's getting chaotic. These are team fights that do not fit on one screen. They're that large.
Yeah. God, this last team fight was absolutely insane. I am surprised that they are still in this on the Dire side. It is so difficult for Radiant all of a sudden as well, because now you're fighting into the bonus gold from the Aghanim Scepter. You're fighting into an Aegis, a cheese. And if you expended all your buybacks in the previous fight, yes, you don't have much to work with right now on the Radiant side, but you wait 3-4 minutes, then go. Closer to the win, this Aegis is going to expire. You're going to have some significant advantages at that point. And I think that they will probably play this a little bit cooler. Maybe wait out 60-minute items, keeping Reily Feid locked into their base. I think that'd just be the optimal play. And the only thing that Reily Feid can do about that is take a huge gamble, leaving their base, trying to catch out the Dire heroes while they're farming those 60-minute items. We'll see if they want either of these teams move any faster than this, but I'm sure between the two of them, there's massive respect for their opponents after that last fight. Both teams are probably very nervous about losing this game. This is elimination, the best of 3, man.
This is the end of the road, and again, Both teams are one fight away from being eliminated at the rate this is going. BZR has a buyback. He's the one man with buyback right now. Queen of Pain can technically acquire buyback, but the free ags have made it a little bit harder net worth-wise. This is just...
Yeah. I noticed there isn't even any, like, bad blood between the off-laners here, like there was at the beginning of the game, Hobbs and Green Bean 86. You know? It's like, eventually when you're fighting your rival for so long, you learn to respect them a little bit. You don't really hate them anymore.
There were still a few tips, but at this point, no more bad manner at all, Chad. Actually, there was some against DOS, but what can you do sometimes? Top T2, it has been a real stalwart individual holding the line, but eventually Nier will kill it. That is the last outer tower of the series. There's only one tier 3 left even. Radiant have no glyph. The wave is engaging. Breezy R. Okay, he's fine. He goes to Lincoln spot, but he's still fine. Bushwhack. That's a nice bushwhack, actually. But he has 2 lives on Ricky, so he'll be fine.
Yeah. Walk away. Last year, you want to commit on. You know, you just set them yourself up for like Doom dropping the AOE thing on himself and then jumping on you. And again, I don't think this is as good when you're playing against a hero like Ursa. A lot of times, you're just gonna want to drop this on Ursa, so he doesn't have his overpower. Or he isn't able to just like walk out for a second, activate overpower on himself, then walk back in.
I guess, I mean, Doom, he didn't even go for the Doom applies break talent. He's just not even looking to break the Fury swipes. He's just accepting, hey, either I get it on the Ursa and it's good enough, or I do myself.
Lincoln Sphere popped. He's going to walk away afterwards.
Spend the name of the game, Pop Lincoln Spheres. We're 1 minute to tier 5 items. And it's, usually when casters mention tier 5 items, it means there will not be tier 5 items. But this game, there will be tier 5 items.
They're doing exactly what I just mentioned. They see 1 minute until tier 5 items.
They popped it on Nier. Where's the detection? Where's the detection?
They don't have detection. Alrin leading the pack. He wasn't carrying detection. He's just a 6-slotted support. He's not used to having this kind of money. His team probably not used to him.
They have 2 gems.
Like that.
They have 2 gems.
But Alrin was in front.
That's
gonna. Do they have another smoke available?
How do you have 2 gems but can't see a Ricky?
They have another smoke. They have another smoke available, but again, Wave is pushing their base. That was their opportunity to leave the base and try to catch out these dire heroes while they were farming, like, or getting close to the 60-minute mark and farming those ones. That is when they were going to be split, and they were split. Like, that was your chance to get Ricky.
I just can't get over it. You have 2 gems, you can't get a Ricky! My mind is broken. Sharpshooter. It will hit Hobbs. That is some vision obtained, I suppose. Like, Radiant already have the ward there, though. It's not really a big deal. Ancients have been stacked. It is tier 5's time. Apex for Festival. Stygian Desolator for Nier. Book of the Dead for Sasquatch. And perhaps it's time to go now when you have tier 5s and the Radiants don't. Sasquatch has been stunned. But again, no killing the Queen of Pain quite yet. We're still on tier 5 item watch for both teams. Radiant have not touched the neutral quite yet. But Dire cannot get their last 2. Maybe they don't want to wait for that. Nier is in the base with the SO2 in hand, wants to hit the T3 tower. He's hitting for a lot of damage right now. This is a dead T3 and Radiant are outside their base right now. Cyclone pops the Lincolns on Nier. Speaking of Lincolns, Brewmaster also is popped. Breezy R is hunting for neutrals, gets a Fallen Sky. He's trying to get tier 5 and his team holds the base. Book of that is on the way. That will be Megas for Draiden Fanclub. Range Racks, the only thing in between, and that will not stop the inevitable. Megas now for Draiden Fanclub. Breezy R is still hunting neutrals. Still only has Fallen Sky. And Dire are flooding into this base right now. They blink in for Brewmaster, but Doom on top. Sonic Wave. Swashbuckle, the damage, not quite enough yet. They force Master to heal now, use Primal Split, but again, the Doom is on the way. A 2-man Meteor Hammer sign, I believe, Regiment Fallen Sky, but still, Hobbs on the run. Nier is broken, wants to fight. Pangolier stunned, Chain stunned at that, but Nier is blinking in, looking for huge damage, and he gets huge damage. Popping Andis on Karan, Breezy R's half HP. Trample is hitting Ricky heavily, but again, Breezy R will die. He does have a buyback. Dire are outside the fountain. Breezy R again will engage. He'll onslaught the Doom. The Doom will get saved for now, but the throw is exposed. Ancients under attack by Ricky. Never mind, he goes in again for the fight. It's Witch Doctor the Ancient, but Breeziaris diebacked. Radiant are running out of fighters. And that will be Reily Feid, eliminated in the first round of losers. The lad's curse remains real.
Unbelievable. Reily Feid, I mean, the old blue Pikachu squad. I thought they would get together for one last ride, but here they are, the curse. It's more real than anything else, and the team that a lot of people thought would end up popping off in the group stage of League of Lads, not having a great start to the series here, but they do end up closing this one out. Draiden Fanclub wins this against all odds, and this is an incredible game to round out the first round. This is the first elimination game, right?
Yes, it is.
This was sick. This was such a sick game to start on. 3-game series. Last one ended up going to 60 minutes. The back and forth there, then almost coming back, and also being a recovery game because you were down tier 3s, you were down to Rex on the dire side, but Draiden Fanclub, cool, calm, and collected, close it out. Let's go.
It's one of those things where it's just the way it's ended. Reily Feid, up until 5 games ago, they were looking real good. But the last 5 games, they went 1-4. Knocked out of playoffs, double eliminated. The group stage champion, #1 seed. Major upsets twice. And Draiden Fanclub, they once again, new patch, new laning orientation. Perhaps it's time to really become online.
And I guess this settles it once and for all. The beef between Hobbs and Green Bean 86. We have a victor.
Oh man, this is
no comment.
I just can't believe. Neph, you told me, and I quote, "Fuck this league. I am never casting it again." The return was tonight.
That is word for word. Go on.
The return was tonight. And let me ask you, did the games deliver tonight?
They absolutely did. They have rekindled my belief and my hope in both League of Lads and North American Dota.
Man. This is great. I mean, game 3, that was the crescendo we needed, man. 62 minutes. I remember listening to the Major. I think it was Lyrical who said it or someone like that. He said, if the two first games are stomps in opposite directions, game 3 will be epic. And we saw it true. Game 1 stomp for Draiden Fanclub. Game 2 stomp for Reily Feid, but game 3, that's my Dota right there.
Yes, sir. All right. I imagine one side Draiden Fanclub celebrating about that one. I'm going to hop off pretty quickly here, start celebrating myself. I shoot a message to Sasquatch. I was talking mad shit about that guy before the game, saying he's washed, he's divine, old news, Blue Pikachu got this one, but I was wrong.
You want to interview Sasquatch? You want to interview him with me? I'm dragging him to the group DM. We're going to add him to this group call. We're going to get an interview with Sasquatch. We're going to see his thoughts, because you were saying some words words towards Sasquatch. I don't think he's connecting to the call. Doss is asking the interview. I'd rather interview Sasquatch, though. I'm waiting for him to connect to this call.
Wait, who's asking for an interview?
Doss is.
Dude, get Doss in here, man. Come on.
Fine, I'll get Doss in here.
Sasquatch is old new. Come on.
And he's still not in yet.
We gotta have Doss. Again, Sasquatch is old news. Doss, the champion here at the lower bracket round 1. I mean, upper bracket for losers. I want to start with that one. Congratulations, my man.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I really appreciate the warm wishes there.
Now, an absolute pleasure. I gotta say, I was critiquing your Witch Doctor earlier, but you managed to clutch that one out. I said this build is all wrong. He hasn't read the patch notes, but you clearly knew. Egg and Scepter, that is the Chad build. The damage you were putting out here, I'm sure you carried the team to victory, not only with, your motivational speeches, but also your gameplay, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to go? I'm going to heal and walk up to people and do damage to them while I heal? That's stupid. I just want to go for kills with my little Ricky bro in lane. And then, I was being completely ignored. Nobody was, I think the Green Bean was running his little panda minions at me sometimes, but I should have had 20 deaths. It was so easy to kill. But everybody was ignoring me, so I figured I can get some big ult damage. And I did more damage than my Doom.
Yep.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, pretty close damage to your heroes as well. I mean, it's funny that you say they just ignored you. At the end, I watched you like kind of hitting the throne, hanging around the back. It's like no one even acknowledged your presence in the last team fight.
Dude, yeah. I'm fucking invisible, even in my team. I'm like, guys, we can throne. And then they're like, no. And I'm like, they have the towers. They're almost dead. Like, just Ricky.
Guys, 62 minutes, loses bracket finals,
Yeah,
game
they
3.
hit the throne. They're fucking pattern diving.
God, I need to know how terrified you guys were in that team fight just before that one that you ended up losing, pushing the top lane. I was saying just before that, it's like, okay, you guys got 30k advantage. It's still anyone's game. Buybacks are down. You guys came so close. Had Festival not survived. What was feelings and comms like in that moment at the end of the fight?
That was pretty chill. Yeah, I don't know. Like, we had Ricky buyback. We had my buyback. Like, whatever.
That looked close because the festival had gone down there. I think that one might have just been over.
Well, he's never gonna die. I was actually so surprised when he like 3v1'd and like did half the damage.
Yeah. Okay, so like every time he swashbuckled away, and a couple times he clipped the Ursa, and a couple times that he didn't. The Gleipnir chain lightning clipped the Ursa, so he couldn't blink to get on top of him as he was chasing him. Like every single time.
Yeah, that was kind of my strategy in team fights too with Cask. Is I just like I didn't want to cast on a hero. I would just cast on like creeps or panda like little minions.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's terrifying, dude. Especially game 2, that primal beast just like a razor fucking coming at you. Like traumatized. This team is like Reily Feid. They were really good at running at you. But sometimes we're like the matadors. They got the bulls chasing into us. We got the little cape.
Oh yeah.
And apparently the cape was enough to defend against the number 1 seeded team.
Yep. Hey, there's always a lad's curse going on, right?
And you've been on the wrong end of it many times, so I think you know.
Many, just once.
Good point.
Actually, I was on it with Karan and Breezy. That was on Apes Imps. That was when we got out. So I don't know if it's me, the curse.
That was the worst team ever. I just want to say that.
Yeah, it was.
But I mean, you did it. You've won. You've made it to the next round of the playoffs. The haters will have to be quiet for at least one more week.
I know, yeah.
Speaking of hate, I got one last like personal question I wanted to ask this one. It's not about you directly. The Hobbs Green Bean 86 beef. Okay. Yeah, is this one squashed now? Is this one settled?
Some wrongs just can't be undone. So we're gonna have to wait on a Green Bean apology, I think.
Let's see. Well, he better be apologizing because he's got to. If he wants to, he lost to you pretty bad. Obviously, he could take some tips from you guys. I imagine you aren't going to give him any tips up until he says sorry.
Yeah, exactly. We need him on one knee, groveling, denouncing, trolling online. Well, where's the PMA Green Bean? Remember when he used to trick us when he'd come in Discord and just be positive? But he went a little too heel.
Right. Jeez. Maybe after a couple tips, he can make it a little bit further than the first round of the losers bracket, right?
It was a super fun series, though. I respect everybody on that team. I mean, I'm just I'm joshing around with the Green Bean.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what the beef is. I'll just support Hobbs.
I got no idea either. I just think it's funny.
Yeah, I really have no clue. But no, I love Kevin. I love Karan. I love Breezy. They're good homies. Unfortunate for them that they are not continuing to play because they're a good team. Sometimes though, you rely on your mid sniper and your mid hoodwink and shit, and I think that's kind of what had them lose in the end. I don't think they adapted well to losing that type of mid sit in the trees damage kind of hero.
Right. Especially you guys.
Congratulations, Das.
Thanks, buddy.
Congratulations.
Thanks for casting it. I'm really looking forward to watching the cast back.
I expect Daddy did a bit towards the end there, but it was okay. Do you have any final words, calls, shouts, say the people, legal ads, Das?
Yeah, as usual, fuck everybody. Especially those who call me old. I still got some spryness in my fingers. I'm not arthritic just yet. Clearly, I'm the MVP. Duh. And this season, I want to make sure that I'm the first multi-positional champion. That's I don't think anybody's done it playing, especially not a core support flip. So, I found my calling griefing on support as opposed to griefing as pause 1. So that's my statement here. I'm scared of a few teams though. It'd be unfortunate to play against Polar Ass. It'd be unfortunate to play against a KU stack. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We're peaking. We're peaking right at the right time.
Congratulations, Sauce. We'll see you next round, I'm sure. At least I will.
Yeah, boy.
Have a good night, man. And then Neph, thanks for coming on, man. You got any final words, call out, shouts to say to the people of League of Lads and North American Dota 2?
You know what? Shout out to you, Badger. You know what? Nice work tonight. Nice work with everything you do.
I appreciate that. And yeah, I thank you, man. You've been a real good mentor, real good friend. Appreciate you coming on again, man. It's been always good to have you on for the stream. You're always easy to cast with. Make my job very easy, so I appreciate that one. But we are going to wrap it up now. I'll be back probably tomorrow night for some more Lads playoffs. Maybe Neph will probably not be here, but somebody will be here. I'm sure somebody will be here to join me for that one. And then, yeah, for now, thanks for tuning on in. As always, have a great night.